little bit of crossfade there. Super snazzy. Very spiffy. Absolutely. Yes. Wow. Yeah, dude. Dude. Bars, man. Yeah, that's how it is. Hello. Welcome in, everybody. Calm down. Settle down. Quiet down. Shh. Hey. Welcome in, lovely hump day, you individuals. It is Monday, and we are back today for a little bit of an interesting, this is a impromptu sort of stream. Today, I wanted to do something a little different. It's something we did a while ago. Believe it or not, today's stream is a little, this is like a gameplay look at all the starting locations in Star Citizen. And it's funny because I think the last time I did this, we were still putting gameplay on Space Tomato 2. And I do believe it's still the most viewed video on that channel. But I wanted to do this again today because we are doing we're getting into a period of time where I think starting locations are going to get kind of important. With the addition of the third system, I genuinely don't know if they're going to keep this whole start anywhere you want kind of deal, or if they're going to start to limit it to Stanton. So I figured we'd do one last look at all of the starting locations before potentially things change once again, and we include some of Pyro if we can make it there. And you know, y'all can make the call along with me as to what is the best starting location. But we'll get to that. First, hello! Welcome in. Thanks for joining me. Maverick, Juke, Crasix. It's good to see you guys. Astro Monkey, Virus, Zio Lives, Trulin, and Kveld. My man Kveld. Can I just call you Keld? Or just Veld? Kveld is not a sound I'm used to making. Astro Monkey and Wandering Mage, good to see you guys. Rig! Dude, Rig, it's so nice to see you in chat, man. I feel like you're not too active in chat, but it's nice to know you're lurking. I think if there's ever a time when I feel bad about my playing of Star Citizen, I can just remember Rig is watching. He's also here. Valis, good to see you, dude. Yui! Welcome in. Bouncing instead of dancing. It's all good. Whatever you can do, you can do. Thanks for being here. Space Marine, Sensei, Lurch Lord, welcome in, guys. Good to see you. Good Wednesday to you, Arctic Wolf. My dude. So many toes in here, Valis says. Detox! My man. Good to see you, buddy. You know, whenever I'm getting ready for my stream, I always think about your getting ready stream. I love the page. I wanted to do that at one point. I think it was something I saw Harris Heller do, and I got a lot of when I started streaming, I got a lot of the stuff from learning from his channel, but I never got around to doing it. It's not easy. Got to get a different camera, and you got to be actually sitting there in front of your desk. Props to you. Hats off to you. Guys, if you don't know Detox, he's also a Star Citizen streamer. Does some great gameplay videos on YouTube. I would say he's probably going to be one of the bigger gameplay channels in Star Citizen long term. So I'd definitely check it out. See what it takes to make something narrative in Star Citizen. Thanks for dropping by, dude. Also, you know, good friend, podcast guest, chatter extraordinaire, Discord buddy. Casey, 07's welcome in, dude. Virtus, good to see you. Cuban, my man. Yo, Cuban's still kicking it up here. I think this is Friday's Toes Gang. You're gonna go on a week on the leaderboard. Area 18, always the best starting location. We will see. We shall see. I've got a whole criteria here. Just nipped out. No problem, dude. Yeah, I got a whole criteria here for us to follow. Let me introduce you. So, Star Citizen is a game with several different planets you can start on. And when you actually get into the game, it actually matters where you start. Now, you can start between the two starting star systems, Stanton and Pyro, But I would suggest going to Stanton first. We might get a chance to see Pyro today, but Stanton's going to be mainly where we're hanging out. And the goal for today is to take a nice tour. It's going to be a pretty relaxed tour, so get comfortable, sit back. And we're going to be checking out every starting location in Star Citizen, discovering which one is the best, which one you guys like the most. You can always chime in with your own opinions. This is not necessarily about which one you should start at. I'm more trying to just unearth the various benefits and consequences of starting at either or. And hopefully you can get something from this that allows you to make your own decision. What I've got here, my very advanced note-taking app, is a couple different categories that we can use to criteria how good these starting locations are. First is shops and services. So this is things like your guns, your armor. Can you buy ships? Do you get life insurance? This is important. Health insurance, even more important. Something that we can't all claim. Exit time is, like how long does it take for you to get out of the atmosphere? This was a problem with Orison for a while. Today we're going to find out if it's a problem still. Location. Hurston's at the center of the system, but ArcCorp is closest to the jump point. And let's be honest, some people like their loneliness, so Microtech might look quite nice. Which location is best? Which one do you like? What are the benefits? Planet and moon features. Obviously, some of these planets don't even have a planet surface. You got, like, literally Microtech is, Microtech does have a planet surface, but what's the other one? Crusader is kind of a ball of gas. So you get less out of being there, but maybe you like the location more. So we'll consider that. And then vibe. Vibe is how do you feel? Some people want to live on Hurston. I don't know why, but it's a choice people make. Some people like an Ecumenopolis. Coruscant, one of those. Some people like, to be on a gas giant. This is going to be the point where you can just make that decision for yourself. Look at what it has, look at what it enjoys, what it gives you, what it doesn't enjoy, all that stuff. And what vibe is right for you. So we'll keep this in mind, and I will try to maybe we'll have like a list. We'll list them out on the row for each one. And then at the end, we will compare. This is going to be a collaborative effort. You guys get to chime in on what the score is going to be for each of these things, because I'm going to be honest, I don't really care too much as long as you guys pick ArcCorp as number one. All right, let's go. Starting at ArcCorp. Area 18. Lorville smells like garbage and expensive cheese. I mean, if you like expensive cheese. You resemble that remark, Detox? What are you a Hurston? Simp. Cuban. Oops. All right, I'm going to keep this off screen for now. And let's turn the music down a little bit. Maybe we can get a little more of the ambient noise, dude. That's like that adds to the vibe, right? How's everybody doing today? What have you guys been up to? It's hump day. It's a lovely Wednesday. Looking forward to the rest of the week. It is CitizenCon day still. Week. It's CitizenCon week. Thank you very much. And Cuban over here. Just passed up our Twitch goal for the dead god. What am I supposed to do here? What is the... You don't even give me a challenge. No, I'm gonna erase... Why do I hear Mrs. Tomato cackling in the background? I'm gonna erase your name and then put you on here again. As the go-to man. Thank you, Toast Gang. Appreciate you, dude. maybe we haven't. Oh God, she's getting her gun out. Who asked her to shoot me? Jesus Christ. Okay. How did you hit me in the nose?
Good times.
How did that happen? How did she hit me in the nose?
In the nose?
I was facing the other direction.
No, sorry.
God, who did that? Lurch Lord.
Thank you.
Right in the tip of my nose. What happened? Well, Rig gifting out. Rig's out here gifting memberships in the middle of the chaos. This has gotten off to a great start. I think we've done good. I'm gonna mark this one. Rig, with just the best of timing. Thank you, man. Thanks for the support. Ow, my f***ing nose. All right. So, I don't think that was in your control. I think that one bounced off the computer. Thank you very much. What just happened? Did I just get a Twitch alert? Northern Mr. Tech Hermit. Oh, gifting a sub out to Detox, my dude. Welcome to the Toes Gang.
Welcome to the
You could think of worse places of being shot. Yeah. But now he's got another sub in the Toes Gang. Oh, now he's sub tier 2, buddy. All right. We're not wait. We're not getting the ship first. We're going to see our corp first. We're going to turn off the music for this, actually, so that we can just kind of have our corp music, you know, in our minds at least, and in the video that I posted this. So, where do you guys land on this? Let's start with that. Let's start with beginning opinions, and I want to see if anybody changes their mind throughout the remainder of this tour we're doing. Bro, we're on a hype train on Twitch. Thank you guys. Can I also mention, real quick,
Did you meet the goals? I was gonna do some.
not on YouTube, but we have on Twitch. We are pushing the last, I don't even know, small percentage. Looks like 10%, last 10% of the goal to meet for the CitizenCon watch party today. ! Fund if you'd like to dip into that. All right. Let us start. We are here at the spaceport of our corp. Oh, Jesus. Don't make noises like that.
Are you traumatized?
Yes. I thought I was about to get hit. Okay. We are here at the spaceport of our corp. The Arcorp spaceport. The ARPsport. The Portwork. Portwork. Okay, so there's not really much to say about these places being different, but what I do like about this one, and I don't believe this is true at the others, is that there's a coffee spot here. Funny story, this was supposed to be the test case for the bartender behavior, which for those of you who have been around since the bartender days, holy shit. Yeah. There was a lot of hubbub about bartender over the course of the years, and oops, I just bought a burrito. Oh. Now I'm talking to him. That is Did the stream just go down for a second? I don't like that. I am being told, folks, that we just met the goal. Somebody just close the gap. Hold on, I gotta update that on my end because it doesn't update automatically for some reason. Yeah, dude, we met the goal. Thank you guys. Hell yeah. Let's go. It's my one opportunity to do that. Don't hate me for it, please. Thank you. Thank you guys so much.
You know that?
This was a community-funded goal. And it's the first one we've ever done. It's been a huge learning opportunity for us. And we will learn and throw more events from here based on this experience. So far it's been good. We'll see. I've already posted the stream, so you guys can actually RSVP to the live stream if you want. That's on the YouTube channel. If you just go to the homepage and look at live, it'll be on there. Press a button, notify me. It'll tell you on Saturday we'll be going live from the venue at the event that you guys helped make happen. And you're going to get to see some of the garden with us. We'll be watching CitizenCon together, and I have no idea how it's going to go, but I am just glad to get to do it with the whole group. All the folks. Roberto, thank you so much for the membership over on YouTube. Gifting out a sub.
Hey.
Okay, so to start off, that's what you get out of our corp. People are friendly enough to say hi as they walk past. Tell me you get that at Hurston, huh? So continuing on through the spaceport, there's really not much to say other than, like, if you like public transportation and flying trains, you can only get that here. Hey, that was good timing. And so here's what the trip back to the city looks like. Maverick, thank you for the bits, dude. And Rig gifting out another sub. Mr. Warbucks Rig over here. Lots of GII events going on for Saturday if you're part of the org. Yes, actually, that is a good call. We've got a lot of good GII stuff going on this weekend. I'm not going to tell you all specifics, but if you are in the org and you're looking for stuff to do, or if you're not in the org and you're looking for stuff to do, consider joining us. We throw regular events. We have a great team of people. I actually don't really run any events. I mostly just kind of stumble in and hopefully make it through. But we've got a great team of people who do run events, and they make sure that whatever qualms I want to put the rest of the members through do end up happening. And the events are fantastic. They're happening every week, pretty regularly. Combat, mining, salvage, looting, different parts of the game. Friendly people, good times, good vibes. And you can find more serious and more casual events. The only thing that we really ask is that you don't cause pain to other players. And then that you have some fun. That's about it. Yeah, and the eye candy, dude. Was that? See, now I don't even know if that was an NPC or a player. Everybody just says, hey, in our corp. Every city should have a map like this. If you are starting Star Citizen, do not ignore the things that are laid throughout the map. There are some games that do this, but it's not super common, so it might be easy to miss. But there are signs, indicators, and descriptors of all the different parts of these cities, as well as maps that'll tell you how to get around them. If that's not enough, obviously you also have the mini-map, for which you can just find whatever it is that you need to access. Let's say we wanted to go to the weapon shop. We would look for the weapon shop, which actually I think is not that easy to find here. So we'll search for it instead. Oh God. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. That didn't work, but you know what? We figured it out. You put you look at whatever it is you're trying to get to, and this is actually not working. This is awful. CIG. Come on. You made this. It doesn't work. All right, let's say you're trying to go to the hospital. There is an example. You put the indicator in the hospital. You hit the R key. Nope. There we go. I can go outside the front of the hospital. That's where we're going to navigate to. You hit the R key and it takes you there. Good Lord. All right, well, you could just look at where the hospital is on here, and you could look at where you are and say, okay, we got to run there, and then we got to go up there and then through there. Now, one of the things people love about our corp, you can make this decision for yourself as we get through this whole tour, is that it actually has a lot of, man, these people are just friendly. It has a lot of, and we made it to our destination. Good job. It has a lot of things in a small vicinity. So you've got the hospital right here, which is cool. But a short run over here, a short run through this hallway, relatively short run. It's not, it's like a medium run. You get to this plaza, and you got your weapon shop. You can get your FPS weapons. You can actually get some armor.
Welcome, everybody. Thank you for coming in. This
You
is
get
your captain
backpacks.
speaking. Tomato will be
You
with
get a
you
lot of
shortly.
goods right here. Cubby Blast is actually a really good supplier. On top of that, if you enjoy not being in the nude. Speaking of which, thank you for the raid, my man Morphologist just popping in here. I'm totally kidding. He has no correlation with nudity. Sorry, man. Just. Hey, dude. How's it going? Good to see you. We entered the new area. The new area from on the PTU. The 4.3.2 PTU with your boy Jerry. Jerry the worm. Thank you. Thank you very much. Nice, dude. You have a good time? Do you have fun? Man, I love it when you have fun in your streams. You come in here with the raid. It's good times. It's a little better than Q1, huh? How was the stream, though? How did everything go? How did you find anything good? You find Jerry the worm? Was pretty hilarious. Solid. Is it a well-designed area? From your, like, first impressions? Is it a proper boss battle area? Because we set out taking advantage of the jank. The jank didn't come after this. We came after the jank. Dude, all you have to do is be the jank. If you are the jank doesn't know how to get on you. It mixes with you. You know? It's like rubber never gets bothered by oil. Is rubber made of oil? Does that sound right? Plastic rubber? I don't know. They're all poly something. We harnessed it and rode it like Shaihulud. I need to watch the second Dune movie. I still haven't seen that. Shame on me. Shame on me, my mother, and my cow. All right. Dude, we're doing a tour of all these starting locations in the game. Again, thank you for the raid. Folks, if you don't know who Morphologist is, what are you doing? Seriously, go watch his channel. And don't even, I mean, go watch his new videos. But like, Morph has the type of YouTube channel where you want to go through the old videos. Actually, Detox does too. These are two folks who do really good evergreen content, as the kids are calling it these days. And you will see several people in chat probably chime in when I say the Architect Review series is worth a run through, even for the older ships. That being said, we are in the midst of a tour of R-Corp. Wander, thank you for the gift, the sub, dude. 2 months on. Appreciate you. We are in the midst of a tour of R-Corp, and as you can see here, we've got more food. So, like, when you're in R-Corp, you're with family. In fact, let me run you... Hold on. So, this is also a clothing store, which is really nice. It's just in close proximity to the weapon store, and then your apartments are actually right over there. So, if you... Oh, no, sorry. Over there. So if you live here, that's where you're coming out of. And you've got all your stuff where you can suit up right here. Plus some food. But if you run back over this way, it's a little back entrance that's not super well known. You can turn right around and there's more food over here. Granted, they don't serve pizza, which I think is insane. Star Citizen, what are you doing? But there is food somewhere over here, is there not? I think it's down here. Hey there. Hey there. Hi. Hey. There we go. More food and drink. So, R-Corp has a lot of stuff that's pretty easy to get to quickly. And I do want to mention that while we're talking about the benefits of a starting location in Star Citizen, you don't actually need to worry that much about it. Because you're probably going to be starting from a space station or your spaceship for the most part after this anyways. But this is one of the big ones also. Here. Now, Astro Armada becomes less valuable because Hurston won the resource rush, so they have ship discounts. But this place still will allow you to buy ships. You can buy most any ship in Star Citizen somewhere in the game. You just gotta earn enough credits for it. And to be quite honest, it's not that hard. So you can check out any of the ships here. You can buy them. There's also ship rentals in ArcCorp. Those aren't here, but we will check that out. Didn't we do this a few years ago? We did! Indeed we did. It's time for an update. Downstairs from the ship shop, short little run, is potentially more food. ArcCorp, knowing what's important. Over there on the bridge, more food. Very good. You got a components store over here. And I don't actually know what the component selection is at Dumpers Depot, but you got couches and chairs. You can't do much worse than that. Better? You can't do much better than that, sorry. But yeah, for you guys who are miners, I do think there are a couple things that are not as easy to get at like the space stations that you can get here. You can obviously get all your pods, your ore stuff, your modules, mining lasers, components. Some components, not a lot. You're still going to get more better components at Orison. But we'll get there. Finale. Yo, thank you for the sub on Twitch, man. Prime sub. Appreciate you. Sticking it to Jeffy. Jeffica. Area 18 is cramped and ugly. Lorville is dirty, disgusting hellhole lorded over by slavers. Cloud City wannabe makes no sense. The only right choice is the planet that gives you the most diverse biomes. Plenty of Copions grazers to hunt in a city with a layout that makes sense. We'll get there.
Hello.
I do agree. Why does Twitch post that twice? The moderator got it. Okay. ArcCorp also has lunch tables. For all the thousands of people that live in 1 square kilometer of where we are right now. Here's your lunch spot. And your bartender. Oh god, now I'm kind of getting lost here. Again, you have signs everywhere that's kind of trying to tell you where to go for things. But you also have like little back alleys and places where you can tell they've left space just in case they want to add stuff later. I do think ArcCorp will get some additions in the next few years, but I don't think it's like
Thank you very much.
Future. Got another back alley here. Obviously a spot where you can add things later. Mr. Anonymous or Miss Anonymous, thank you for gifting out the sub to Jagged. Jagged.
Half my age and acts like he knows everything. Let's see how much he knows when he gets a bullet through the eye.
Oh, jeez, dude.
Things just boggle the mind.
How's it going?
Had a terrible dream last night.
Doesn't
Woke
that...
up in the middle of it.
Some things just... I'm just going to kill my agent. That just boggles my mind.
I know the dream
Okay.
was just my mind processing.
ArcCorp conversations. Obviously, you got more food. What do you know? More food.
Uh-huh.
And then this bar, which I was really hoping was going to be a little bit more useful by now. I think this is kind of like... This is a heavy freelancer thing, right? I never got to play freelancer, but from what I can understand, there were a lot of bars, and the bars where you would go would be where you would get like your missions and your gossip and like your objectives from the bartender. So I do think that's what they're going for here. Can you not interrupt me?
Good for you.
Gosh. I do think that this will be an important location, but as of right now, bars don't really make much of a difference. So, like, you know, if you like a bar, it's there, but it's not going to help you too much. And then you got another back alley over here. Not much to do. Obvious mission giver spot. Oh! We got new socks. We got some new tomato socks here.
You can open them.
Wait, I'm just seeing that, my man, Gozlaw dropped 5 members on YouTube. Let's hear it. The kids are cheering, dude. Thank you, man. There's an H in there, right? Nope. W is afterward. Thank you, dude. Welcome to the Toes Gang. Appreciate you. Check it out, guys. We got the new socks. They keep your toes warm. Look at this. 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 Hold on. This is the best part. I haven't had an actual pair of these socks in years.
We have an older one.
So I haven't been able to
These are the very first ones that came.
oh boy. Wow.
5 years old.
There's the difference. Here's the difference of 5 years from these socks.
Not much, actually. They've aged well.
Yeah, it definitely, yeah. You can tell which one's new. So these are the Space Tomato socks, and they actually, when you put them up next to each other, I think it's backwards. They say, my toes. Come on, man. Why are these socks so flat? Just show them my toes.
You gotta show them on your feet.
I'm not showing them my feet. They don't deserve to see that. It's for subscribers only.
The CitizenCon
My toes.
CitizenCon Watch Party attendees today will win 2 of these by a raffle.
Oh, nice. We're giving away 2 of these at the CitizenCon watch party. And I'm going to have these on my feetsies because they're nice. They're really snug, guys. If you're ever interested in like supporting us and you would like to get a little back for it, it actually makes a huge difference to us when people pick these up because we like, you know, we like it's the toes, you know. It's important. No, but they're snug, they're warm. It's getting into cold weather. And we designed those ourselves. We have a nice deal with a company where we get a manufacturer to stitch the actual stitch rather than like ironing on or making it a sticker. So they stay pretty well. We got several people, I think, who have picked them up who can attest to the quality. I hope. In fact, I'm going to throw these on. I got cold feet, man. Hell yeah, my toes. I promise we'll get back to this tour in a cool oh, that feels good. Yeah, dude, these are nice socks. Here we go. I'm going to play so much better now. Did I see Gal in the chat? Galdrim? You're amazed that we didn't make sows with the individual socks with the individual toes. Not that daring. Okay. So here you have the hospital as well.
How's it going?
Good.
Things are getting pretty desperate.
Oh, it wasn't for me. Sorry. Just interrupting. It's not a big deal. Everybody has a hospital. But this one, again, is pretty centrally located, which is nice. On the other side of this plaza... Hi. I think this is another back alley that doesn't really lead to anything. Just another space that can be used at some point. Ta-da. Nice for shooting a movie or two. Like you get some good views out of that. Give me 1 second. Sounds like somebody's doing some yard work outside. All right. Next door to that, we've got the trade department. This is where you would go when you want to sell or buy commodities.
Thank you very
And
much.
get them sent to your ship. Grim Salem. Jump to the orb to get to the depths. The secret location. Thank you for the membership on YouTube. I appreciate you. 3 months now. Much love to you. Hope you're having a wonderful Wednesday. So yeah, you can get like your minerals here. You send them to your ship. Buy your processed food. This is for your cargo haulers, you know? Buyers and sellers. Every city has one. But again, this one is kind of centrally located in this plaza, which is nice. R-Corp is the kind of place where you don't have to go to different locations. You're going to see that's one big thing that kind of hurts at Microtech. Actually, it hurts everywhere. Every city is like that except for R-Corp. Maybe R-Corp will be changed to be like that. Who knows? There's a lot more NPCs around nowadays, huh? You remember when there were like 2 people in this room?
Iron North Tower.
Sheesh. All right. And then you've got this little secret spot, which is not Not a common area. But this is actually, you can come up here to center mass, and you've got pretty nice choices for ship weapons up here. Maverick, you've had your 2 pairs of socks for over a year now, and they're great. I'm glad they're still doing your toes a solid. So, great ship weapon choices. And honestly, it's not a very known, excuse me.
Hey.
It's not a very...
Hi. Hello. Hi. Hello. Hey.
Why does that always get me? This is, it's not a very known store, so you can find some stuff here that maybe isn't as common. And again, it's not very far away from everything else. Like, it's pretty easy to find. I do believe some of these weapons, right? These just got a redesign. Yeah. There's also some FPS weapons in here. So a solid place to come to get some of your stuff again. It's just nice to have good weapon stores right there in your city. But we'll see how the other cities do comparatively. Back downstairs we go. Oh, you guys want to see the roof view? All right, we'll go upstairs first.
Welcome to Io North Tower, Area 18's premier centre for business development.
Microtep shops are all in the same location. The apartments separated from the shops is what I mean. I think ArcCorp is the only one that has everything at one stop. Man, this is a tall tower. Orison almost has everything. They just have the one shop, I think, that's on the other island. All right. Every city seems to have its thing. I don't believe this was up here before this year, so this is a new addition here at Area 18. I love that they have the Wind soundtrack on. This would be insane to actually get to see, though. Like, this would definitely be a tourist attraction. Basically the tallest building on the planet. And you can just see... You can see like 8 cities from up here. Whee! So yeah, this is just a little extra thing. Maybe there will be a mission up here, or a mission giver, or somebody to come meet, or something. But as of right now, nothing functional up here. Seeing as how we spawn in our hangars, isn't that a moot point? I'm not saying it's like gonna make a difference to people. I'm just saying that is a difference. I'm just here to name the differences between the different cities. Some of them might matter to you, some might not. Have we done a favorite home location poll yet? We have not. Maybe we could get that started, mods. Somebody could pop that in chat. Okay. So coming down the bottom of the elevator, I think that's just about everything. We'll make one little final stop by T-Ship Pacheco, mission giver of the location, and then we're on to the next one.
Welcome to Io North Tower, Area 18's premier centre for business development. Please consult any of our associates for help or rental opportunities.
So long hallway, and then you get to the back of it, and you come to this real edgy hangout spot where it looks like they're about to shoot a little music video. Oh no! Oh, she's standing. You've changed. She doesn't even want to look at us anymore.
I've got better places to be.
Oh. Clearly. Nobody even back here anymore. She used to have a posse. Now she's just unguarded. So she's one of the old mission givers, and as you can see, that system is broken. I think you can still get missions from her, but you need certain rep and patience, which I don't have. But that is here, and at some point, she'll probably lead to some storyline for ArcCorp and her faction. I have to say you don't care for Area 18 because you you stay lost. Just follow the orb. The orb. Yeah, every location has a pretty unique setting, which is kind of what they've shot for, is like they've made each location extremely distinct, which is nice, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're all equally useful to everyone. Area 18 is dated. This is now the oldest city in the game. Hurston was the original first, but Hurston and Lorville got their update back in 2022, or no, in 2023, I think. The first time you didn't see a ship ram into the orb. How are people getting ships down there? When is Star Citizen's big event? That would be Saturday, my friend. If you go to my YouTube channel and you click on live, you'll be able to see it scheduled. You can click on that and it'll tell you when it's happening. Still has that Blade Runner vibe. Yo, I think if they were able to spend an adequate amount of time on this city, it would be an absolutely incredible location. But they're just not concerned with, I mean, why would you work on Area 18 when you could be working on Cascom? Just more return. And the more they build out the other landing zones, the more assets they have to come and mix back into Area 18 at some point. First got to go to Area 18 directly from our hangar elevator back in the day, when we had crash derbies with the PTVs. Dude, that was like back before Area 18 was even in the actual game. We were basically just loading into a closed environment at that point. ArcCorp needs to be lore accurate. Yo, careful saying that to CIG. They might just go and change the lore. They might be like, okay, we'll make the lore accurate to the game then. Why work on gold standarding the most used ships if you can make new ones and sell them? You gotta find that balance. Gotta do both. Hey, man, and if they're gold standarding the Aurora and the Hammerhead, maybe they'll continue from there. Let's see. Any predictions for the event on Saturday? Nyx. I think Nyx is going to take up quite a bit of time. Whether it's through a gameplay demo or through a literal showcase where they just go through like either panels or quick video clips showing us the different parts of Nyx, including the various outpost types, the factions, the ongoing main storyline conflict that's going to be happening when we get there. Probably they're going to give us a detailed look at Levski, maybe a space station or two. Like, they're going to give us kind of what 2022 CitizenCon gave us for Pyro. Or was that 21? That might have been 21. Hold on. Yeah, I think that was 2021 I'm thinking of. They're just going to go through introducing us to Nyx. This is going to be our official introduction. And then they're going to release it into the game. And we get to learn more. What else do I think that they might show us? It's the gameplay systems they've been working on. I think it'd be really cool if they showed us the new inventory, but I don't know if they will.
For the latest travel information, be sure to check the departure.
Vehicle selected. Stand by. Your vehicle has been delivered.
I put out a whole video though on the main YouTube channel if you want to go check that out. It's got all my predictions, what I think they might show, why I think they might show them, and why I actually think this Citizen Con, it could be a really quiet one, all right? It could be pretty run-of-the-mill, as expected. This Citizen Con could also be extremely impactful. Every year it feels like I'm saying whatever is going on is unprecedented, but like this, it is. It very much is. They have worked for years and years and talked for years and years about the work that they're doing to reach a specific milestone that would allow things to shift. They reached that milestone, but at the same time when they did, had a realization that other things were not going quite according to plan. So they've had to recalibrate from what they expected to do when they reached that milestone. That being said, they have still, in my opinion, done a pretty good job of making those changes that they talked about, kind of hinted at would be happening, which was basically taking a step back from the development and solidifying the things that got a little out of hand on the way to that milestone being server meshing 4.0. This was a goal that they set out back in like 2016, I think, 2017. So for 8 years, they had this goal, and they freaking meandered to get there. It wasn't all a straight shot, never a straight line, but they got there. And then they kind of took a little bit of a step back and started to solidify the foundation they had. And now we're playing that, and it's feeling better. It's not quite all there, for sure, but it's better. So it feels like they've reached the goals that they set out. But now there's also the kind of big expectations that, like, you guys in the meantime also set out what is going to be the 1.0 launch, and set expectations that 1.0 launch is sometime in the near future, being the next, like, 3 years. So you've got a lot to prove. All that considered, you've taken this year to be the first year in your entire developmental history to not share in your weekly updates with backers what's going on with the development, feature-wise. So for the first time ever, the backers are kind of blind as far as what's being worked on, outside of monthly reports, which is cool. I love monthly reports, but that doesn't give you all the detail, and it doesn't tell you everything. It literally, we got a salvaging update just now in this new update coming out that was never mentioned in the monthly reports, so that's also not that reliable. So CIG's at this point where they have both set expectations for everybody to expect some pretty big things, but then they've also not communicated anything other than monthly reports about work towards those expectations. So that allows this CitizenCon to either be a huge disappointment because it's not coming with that update that they've seemingly held back all year, or it could be really, really significant because then we can see, okay, when Squadron 42 is your clear focus, you're working on Star Citizen as basically a live game service, updates that are themed, in-game rewards, narrative arcs, all this stuff that you would do during a normal gameplay scenario. Now we get to see how well you can do it still keeping up your development with all those distractions. If they have gotten those features into a good place this year, while also still maintaining the PU in the state that they have, and clearly putting a lot of effort towards Squadron 42, then I think this CitizenCon is a pretty significant opportunity. But that's an if. I don't know. Who knows? In a few days we will, but call it hopium. I don't know how it's gonna go. That's my spiel. 2 hours are enough time to sell us some nice JPEGs. I think they're kind of over that at this point. Besides the old ones, at least. Why don't they just work on the systems they want in the game and then add more content once they release the game? I mean, that's what they're doing. The only stuff they're working on right now is stuff they want in the game. Okay. Here is another rating that we're going to be giving. Oh. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. Whoa, don't close the doors on me, thank you. We are going to test how long it takes to get from landed in the hangars to up at the space station. Because that is something that will annoy a lot of people. So, putting up the landing gear. Going into quantum. And we're going to fly. You guys ready? I'm going when my timer says 60 minutes. And we're off. Pew, pew, pew. So fast, dude. So speedy. This is the Spirit C1, by the way. Somebody asked earlier what this is. Just the best ship in the game. It's okay. Alright, in the meantime, I do need to figure out where the heck the space station is. Let's turn on our cruise. Probably should have figured that out beforehand. And we can already jump. That was fast. Okay, so like less than a minute for sure. 'It's like 30 seconds maybe. Probably not even that. I'm just saying that because like I could already jump by the time I got the navigation set up, and the navigation was probably able to be triggered even earlier. So I'm going to say ArcCorp 30 to 40 seconds just to get the ability to get up to the space station, and then from there you can jump out to wherever you want to go. The other thing to consider about ArcCorp besides that... Whoa! Casey! Casey Alert! My friend! My man! Thank you for the 5 memberships on YouTube. I think that does pass the goal for YouTube today. Oh. Spelled that wrong. Shame. Shame on my cow. Thank you, my friend, for the support on ArcCorp on YouTube. Not ArcCorp. Okay, the other thing to consider about all of the planets, really, ArcCorp not withstanding, is like, what does the planet surface look like? You're going to see from the other planets that you can just kind of land on them, but ArcCorp, you're screwed. You got to go to the moons, and you've only got 2, Lyria and Walla. Now, Lyria is pretty good for mining, and Walla has a really low atmosphere, so it's easy to low fly with and stuff, but these are not the most interesting moons in the game. So, good to remember that if you are going to be at ArcCorp, you are going to have less land vehicle opportunities and just general less land gameplay hanging around. You still got mining bases for your different space-based missions and combat and stuff. But yeah, that's going to limit you a little bit. And then another thing to remember is that the space station doesn't have a weapon shop, which can get very annoying. Keep that in mind. Makes more sense for Hurston, but for some reason it's ArcCorp that does that. So that is ArcCorp. We're going to go in a little circle here. We're going to loop around from ArcCorp to Hurston to Microtech and then Crusader. Hurston's next. You want us to support on ArcCorp? I mean, if you guys were smart, you would have fought for ArcCorp in the resource rush. But here we are.
Quantum travel engaged.
Citizen Con can't be any more disappointing than your latest grocery bill. Ouch. Alright, while we travel, let's give ArcCorp its scores. Starting with shops and services. Out of 10, I think ArcCorp shops and services... Okay, I totally said that this was just about giving you guys your own recommendations. This is going to be my own opinions, yeah? Everybody should come up with their own scores for these things on their own, what they think, what they would vote on. But I'm going to say shops and services for R-Corp is like a 8 for me because they don't have everything available to them, but they're really easy to get to. And they do have that the ship shop, which is not universal. So you can get components, ship weapons, FPS weapons, armors, ships, components. I already said that. Ships themselves. And food is pretty nice. The food services are pretty nice too there. So I'd say 8, possibly even 8.5. Exit time, super short. I think about gold standard. I'll give it a 9. Who knows if we could get faster than that. Location-wise, it's really close to the jump point. I actually really like. So you can easily get over to Pyro. You can also easily get to Hurston, which is a pretty common stop-off point. I'm not too mad about the location, even though it is the 3rd furthest out from the star. It doesn't feel that distant. It feels less distant from everything than Crusader does. So location-wise, I'm going to give it like a 6.5. Maybe a 7. Ooh, yeah, I'm going to give it a 7. And then planet and moon features is not great. Not going to lie. It doesn't have really any land to use, at least right now. And it doesn't have really that many moons. I don't like its moons. I love Hurston's moons the most. So when it comes to planet and moon features, I got to say that's like a 4, probably even a 3. Yeah, that's pretty far down there. Vibe-wise, though, it's up there. I love the vibe. I love Ecumenopolis. I like the city. I think that obviously it needs a redesign because it could be a lot better. It could show what it's going for a lot better. But I think it's a, I don't know, it's like a solid 8 right now. A 7 and 8, vibe-wise. I'm vibing. I feel it. Let's check out Hurston now. Time to make the jump over to the lovely Lorville. I love it when people spell Lorville with an E. Lorville, like it's the center of lore. Going to Lore Town, buddy. All right, Lorville is under the clouds. What do you know? It's just always grimy down here. So one thing we didn't get to have was the approach to Area 18, which is kind of a bummer, but it's not as good as some of the other cities. I think Lorville has the best approach now just because it's the newest update. Feels properly industrial to fly in here. Especially after they added the clouds. Or smog, whichever way you want to look at it. So Lorville is actually the headquarters of one of the biggest companies in all of humanity, Hurston Dynamics. They've been around for hundreds of years. Generally like a, I don't even know, I don't know what you call a business that's passed down through family. And we're flying a little low. Sorry. Monarchal? I don't really know. It's, okay, how am I still in a freaking restricted area? See, this is why I don't like coming to Hurston, man. Nepotism. Neptocracy, a family business. I mean, yeah, it's a family business. It is inherited. It's like, that makes it sound like a nice little mom and pop shop, though. This was like, centuries-long, you know, massive military complex company with indentured servitude and just horrible. They're essentially a government out here. I mean, they control the whole planet. They control the city. They consider their, like, unionized worker group to be a terrorist association. They're not great people. And they control this whole city. They also sell a lot of weapons that you can buy in the game if you want. We can go to their actual store. Probably should put down my landing gear. But their colors are black and yellow, so the gamers love them. Aristocracy. A dickhead dynasty. There you go. You're gonna see they actually dump sewage out on the citizens. It's I'd say it's in poor taste. Not as poor taste as the sewage, but it's yeah, it's not a great move. You know what? I think I do have some Hurston music. We could get into the... We could get real into the vibes. No, where is my... Guess I can't find my Star City.
You rock. You know that?
There we go. There's some. Not much. Yeah, for some reason I don't have my my Star Citizen music's not on this computer. There it is. There we go. Give us those vibes, dude. Hey, Alan. Thanks for the super chat, dude. Let me know if the music's too loud. You heard NPCs are using control surfaces now. You are confused. Our control surface is out now. Happy hump day. They would definitely not be out for us. NPCs were testing with them. I don't know if they've been put into the live game yet. I'd have to double check that. But they're definitely not out. You put a helmet on? Don't want to breathe that Hurston air. Nonsense. I never don't wear a helmet. You know me. Yeah, so it's funny. While ArcWarp feels pretty Blade Runner in design, Hurston seems to hit the vibe more when it comes to music and the actual lore and background. Here we have the Lorville starport. Now, to be quite honest, I like the design more than ArcWarp. These lights up here give me Deus Ex vibes, and like, if you know me, easy way to my heart. We got ship rentals over here. Easy to find, easy to get access to. Great way to start out the game. You can come in here and you can get a freaking money-making ship for a couple of missions worth of credits. And you get a ship shop over here, new deal, first one we ever had. You can actually like tour the big ships here, which is a really cool touch. Lorville has a ton of personality. Here's some... You can shop for ships at these screens. These guys are hogging it. So plenty of ships to buy here as well, just like at ArcWarp. And here, you're now getting the 5% discount because Hurston was the winner of the resource rush. Yeah, don't worry about the bodies on the floor. That's just something you need to accept. In Lorville, like I said, it's a weird place. As you can see, they were putting other people's heads on other people's oh crap, I don't want to loot these people. Other people's heads on other people's bodies, and it didn't go well. So we just don't talk about that. Let's continue on to the city. That's why you need a helmet here. That's fair. Our first stop is going to be at the business district. This is what I was talking about with cities that need you to go to multiple places to get everything. Our corp is not necessarily like that, but some people like this. It is cool riding the train in Lorville. Like, you get a nice view of the city. You really do feel like you're in just an impressive city. Seeing the big building over there, looming over the whole city, is like... They did a good job with Lorville. That's where we're headed. It's pretty cool riding the train and seeing player spaceships flying into land.
Please watch your step when disembarking the train.
Hello.
Again, I love the Deus Ex mixed with Blade Runner vibes of this place. Even their guys have cool armor. Not very intimidating though. What's up, punk? You know, stupid mouth. So this is where you would go for the commodity trading. You remember we went to that in our corp. At Area 18, it was in that central platform plaza. But over here, you had to take the train over to the central business district and then make a run out to this room. Over to these terminals. Whoop. What is this? Cut that out.
Hi.
Guess I don't have any more Hurston music. How about this one? So yeah, commodities are all here, but this is as far as you have to go to get it, so it's a little bit different from Area 18 setup. Hurston also, though, has its own touches of lore and information. You can come through here. You can check out the actual timeline of this company. So like I said, it's a really old company. 2438 is 500 years ago in the lore. So they've been around. They've been around the block. And I believe the Messer regime came to power... here. Around 2600. The Second Tavaran War underway, Hurston engineers would introduce Cascade laser technology. So around the Second Tavaran War is when the big monarchy started to happen in humanity by the Messers. And it looks like Hurston takes real good care to not mention any of that in their timeline. No deals with the Messers. We weren't doing that at all. No. So now here we are. It's the new world. As you can tell, they're still pretty evil people, but they get by. And you can come over here and actually buy from their weapon shop if you would like some ship weapons. Some big ship weapons. This is the best place to go to like get a sense of how big the ship weapons in Star Citizen are.
Hey.
I'm trying to see the dude. The UI is doing terrible here.
Look.
Yeah, so this is a size 6 gun. Not even the biggest we have.
I'm not gonna explain it again.
They get big.
Toes.
Hi.
Alright, guys, chill. Hi! Be cool, guys. We're in a weapon shop. Okay, back to the actual center of the city. Dude, look at this, man. This is such a beautiful... This is such beautiful architecture. Why is it raining on me? Why is my face wet? Strange. Oh, is it raining? But we're... Okay. Okay, sure. It is cool that it can rain in the cities. I like that. I would love to get some rain in our corp, but maybe not when I'm underneath the roof. That's the Hurstons pissing on the populace, right? Right. I forgot they are known for their pee. And not in the good way. Not in like a, I'm gonna buy a jar of that kind of way. Not that... I don't know, do people do that? Alright, back through the other side of the city we go, away from the business district and on to where the peasants live. That's us, we're peasants. It's actually funny, we are very privileged people to be flying spaceships in the Star Citizen universe. Unless you fly Drake, then you're just getting by. Why are you buying a jar of that? Easier to transport than a bowl. Alright. City time. Let's switch it up to Lorville Central. Yo, I didn't even realize that the old political posters were getting damaged and degraded over time. That's a really nice touch. These are from the last election, which was in, I think we did it in 2020. So over the years, they've actually started to get ripped up. This is the first time I've ever realized that. Wonder when they changed that. Again, you got your nice views of the city. Good vibes. Good lighting. To be quite honest, I think I like the actual vibes of Lorville more than Area 18. They did a really good job with the city. This is the first city that came into the game. Like, this is the oldest work on a city interior. And I still think it holds up the best. Very good job. It feels oppressive. It feels depressing. So we didn't start from the apartments. We started from a weird location, but I'll still give you the run through here. We've got some food down here. It's nice. Drinking food. Easy access. We got a shop here where you can actually get armor and clothing at the same time. So you don't have to go to two different ones. But it is not necessarily right next to everything. You also got your chair access if you need that. Couches and chairs and ship modules and mining lasers. Basically everything is included in this one store. Lots of armor. components, clothing, all kinds of stuff. You even got some weapons here, or at least a couple weapons, mostly some ammo. And your multi-tool. Multi-tool and associated attachments. So, gosh dang it. I really need to make just like a Hurston playlist, huh? So that's actually quite nice that almost everything is here in the same store. Makes it easy for you to just come and get the stuff you need. Very close together compared to some others. When you come over here and you've got a bar. Not much to do in this bar, but as you know, we noted with Area 18, bars are life. Bars are important. And this one's also got a mission giver. You can't... I don't know if you can actually meet with him in person, but this is the first mission giver. Hello, Miles. I also spent a lot of time talking about this guy. And, yeah, I mean, maybe you can come here and get a mission from him at some point or something. But ultimately, it's a bar. A lot of activity in here, lots of talking. This is the most talkative Star Citizen's ever been. Pretty crazy bar sometimes. Jesus. So yeah, you know, every city's got one. I do think they're going to utilize these at some point. But not right now. Dude, people getting messed up in here. Woohoo! It's good times. This is the back entrance, so this goes right back to where we were before. That's the train station over there. Stores are down the stairs back behind there. You run on over this way, and you've actually got another mission giver. So this is the big thing with Lorville is they loaded this city with quite a bit of stuff just because it was the first one and they were all enthusiastic. But if you come in here, this guy, Clovis Darnley, usually he's going to be a pretty heavy salvaging mission giver. He'll probably be one of the first places you go as a salvager in the future. Doesn't talk right now because it's their whole mission giver system seems to be broken. The hospital's over there, across the plaza, which again on its own is just, it's made to feel like you can't really tell what's going on below, but you also can't see what's going on above you, you know? The buildings block out the sun so much that it feels like it's almost always evening. And it feels like you're in the midsections rather than up on the surface of the planet. Which is honestly, that's kind of how Area 18 feels. Hospital is pretty cool here. I think it has the best design of any hospital in the game.
Please inform your manager immediately before taking medical leave.
It fits the vibe of Hurston and Lorville so well. Just a great designed space. I mean, maybe not in terms of functionality, but the vibes, yeah. And then we got the rest. So here's another one of those maps. As you got one in Lorville as well. Every city has one. Main Central Plaza. There used to be a searchlight on the top of this tower. That would be going regularly, but I don't see it now. Nope, nope, nope. That's not what we're listening to. Here we go. So now to connect all these locations for you. Whoa, that's weird. Running over here, you got the admin office. This is where you can drop off some stuff if you need to. But running over here, coming down this way.
Hey.
There's the plaza. Clovis are nearly down that way. The bar right there. Hospital up there. You keep on going this way. The train station where we arrived right there. That store we went to. And the back of the bar here. Oh. And then there's the Undercity, actually. The Undercity is not very commonly explored because there's not much reason to go down here. But I do believe, just like with Area 18, this will be a place where you can come to get some contracts, and maybe they'll put some more instanced locations down here that you can go to explore and get some more gameplay. Clearly some construction going on.
Everything good?
This central location. Didn't used to have people down here. Now there's people actually working down here, which is kind of cool.
Hey there.
I hear Admiral Bishop eats a bowl every morning too, if you can believe it.
Is that Jared?
Good for you.
Oh, God. The air is more polluted.
Hey.
It's grosser down here. See, people literally wear their bags on their faces in this city because it's so messed up. Little splash of Undercity there. Back up here into the main plaza. And coming down the other side of it, you will see where our apartments are. The apartments are right over there. Holy crap, with the rain, there's the sewage getting dumped out of the pipe onto the city below. I was not lying. Dude, with the rain, this is crazy. I could literally just have a video of this. The music with the rain. This is wild. Probably shouldn't be raining on top of me, but we'll just we'll just forget about that. And yeah, also the plaza should be getting rain, you're right. Damn, this is gonna look crazy with global illumination. So vibes wise, I think Lorville might already be pulling ahead here. But this is about the entirety of the Lorville tour. Ship purchases, ship rentals, weapons, armor, clothes. Actually all in the same store, so that's really nice. But yeah, there should be rain coming through here. You know what's funny? I thought I was playing on the PU. I didn't realize I loaded into the PTU, but luckily it's running well enough for us, so I guess no problems here. But yeah, I thought I was actually live. Oops. All right. Lorville, so far. Shops and services. Pretty freaking good. Not to mention they've got that discount now from the resource drive. You can get everything you need here. Not as many components as the other places, but it's all being in the same store is pretty nice. Isn't there a gun store in Lorville? Is there a gun store in Lorville now? Oh, yeah. Tammy & Sons sells guns. I thought they always did. But I would say with the way that they did like everything in the same shop, that's really convenient. You get the ship shop, you get ship rentals, components. The food isn't great. There's actually not a lot of access to food around the city, but everything else is pretty good. I think I'd give it an 8 as well. Maybe an 8.5. Just so that the Hurston fanboys don't come and beat me up for scoring it the same as Arcor. There's basically no food. Isn't it funny? They give in their citizens guns before food. It just doesn't make sense for Hurston. Oh, these ones are all okay. The train station, the spaceport's fine. Just not the city. Not a single convenience store. Yeah, that's pretty wild, huh? There's nothing here at the spaceport either, huh? No coffee. No food. Right, nothing to buy. They could have easily put a food shop over here. So yeah, if you're missing out on the food... Can you even get Cruise Lux out here? Is it at the store? Can you get the Cruise Lux? That's the big question. You can. Interesting. Alright. So I'm going to keep it at an 8.5, I think. Not bad. Nah, I think that should be an 8. Exit time, we need to get that again. Location-wise, it is amazing. I'm going to give it a 9. It's in the center of the system. It's not far from the Arcorp jump. It's not really far from anything. Planet and moon features. Hurston is covered in multiple biomes. God dang it. What did I say? What did I say? Only the Arcorp, only the Hurston music. Hurston has a ton of biomes, plenty of space to explore, exit locations from the city. It's very good when it comes to getting out and using the planet's features. And it's got 4 moons. It's got Magda, Ariel, Aberdeen, and Ida. It's got a prison, which is a unique feature on the moons. Plenty of outposts. It's just all around. I think it's a 10 when it comes to planet and moon features. I don't think there's anything about it that's not good in terms of planet and moon features. And then the vibe's a 10, obviously, as well. Hurston's very high ranking. It's funny that I don't call it my favorite place. Let's see how the exit time is. Not very good for ship components. Well, there's your bump down from an 8.5 to an 8. Remember when Lorville would regularly murder you on approach? That was back when Lorville was... They were doing the flight paths into the city, right? And they just shoot you out of the sky if you sucked at flying. Time to take off.
Engines on. Launch complete. Landing gear up.
This is extremely unscientific, so don't mind me. Actually, let me start over because I should get the navigation point ready before I leave the hangar. Hold on. False alarm. Didn't I put my gear up? Yeah. Let me come down. And...
Alert.
all right. And we go. 127.00. Okay, that took a little bit longer than ArcCorp. Is that just because ArcCorp is bigger?
Quantum travel engaged. Quantum
So that was about 55 seconds. So a little bit lower, actually, to get out. I'm going to put that at a 7. If ArcCorp was a 9. Why is the C1 the best ship? Because it's the C1. No, it's not the best. I mean, there's no best ship. The C1 is my favorite ship as a solo pilot or a sometimes duo pilot. But, you know, the best ship is whatever one works for what you're doing. The Taurus is going to be great for a cargo hauler. Don't get it twisted. Taurus is going to be amazing for a cargo hauler. It's also going to be great when it gets a little bit of a redesign. Merchantman is the best ship. We won't ever get it. It's untenable. Do we have... Is anybody modding in chat that can put up a poll? Zeus is better. Could you guys please put up a poll asking for favorite starting location? Microtech ArcCorp. Crusader. Or Hurston? I think I have to do that on YouTube. All right, YouTube, I will cover that one for you guys. Crusader, Hurston, ArcCorp, Microtech. What is your favorite starting location in Star Citizen? You're starting to think they don't think they can replace the Merchantman? Because of, like, design or what? Dude, I just think the Merchantman is so completely out of... Like, they were just not going to be able to understand what it needs to look like. They should have never talked about making it before they were ready to design the gameplay around it, which is player shops and trading and NPCs docking. Like, they just... That was a crazy idea. I didn't realize that at the time, but now that you think about it and you look at the way that ships have to change, I mean, look at the Reclaimer, you know? They need to really hedge more on what ships benefit the most from getting work now versus later. The brand new merchantman is definitely the kind of ship you want to release closer to 1.0. Is the Bandit Merchantman in Squadron? Nah. We do need a gun shop on Baijini. They got problems out there. Oh, Checkmate Station for life. So if we do have time, I want to stop by Checkmate. That's going to be our wild card. Welcome to Microtech. This is the best planet in the game. Well, yeah, in the game. The biomes, the balance. It's just a pretty cool location. Let me fly. Actually, I don't even have to. We could just go around the city. We'll take the nice sightseeing approach as we come into New Babbage. The city on ice. You got a frozen sea next to it with the spaceport across the way there you can see on the right. I'm going to take the low approach because it is a really, really nice approach. It looks like the sun's coming down too. Let me know if the music's too loud. This big building here in the center is actually the apartment complex. And if you are crazy enough, you can fly through it. And the people on the inside who are living there can see you fly through it. This might be a stupid idea. Let's see how it goes. Oh, God. I know the ship fits through there, but it really didn't look like it was going to. Now, if you look off to the side, those domes down there on the floor are actually the retail shop centers where we will be here shortly. But in order to understand the construction of Microtech, we need to start from the starport. Maybe we'll see the train. These lines below us are the train that take you from the starport to the city. So if you've started on Microtech, you've probably been on there. Man, we fly so slow down here. I really wish they would let you fly faster and just drain your fuel faster. I don't know what that is. What is this? What is that music? This is not what I asked for. How about new Babbage music instead? Makes more sense. New Babbage was the first high-tech city in the game. There are different archetypes based on the times that, well, the companies that build the cities, but also the times that the cities grew and developed. Newer cities are high-tech, and so you'll notice immediately that this hangar looks a lot different. The archetype and just the way that things are designed are going to look a little nicer in Microtech than they are in the other cities. And that just adds to the vibe. That's part of what this place is about. The company of Microtech is like what you would think of as Apple in the future, if Apple owned a planet. It is a high-tech company. They make computer software and devices. They specifically used this planet, which struggled with its terraforming process and became overly cold, because it helps to cool down their servers and things. So it's a unique setting, and it's a pretty cool setup, and I think it adds into the lore and feeling of being here a bit. But yeah, definitely different architecture, definitely a different kind of vibe here.
Hi.
And they've got their own map, just like every city. And there's the city. Over here, you've got ship shops. Actually, rentals, sorry. You can come over here and rent ships, just like from the other cities. Hey there. Because you have the lovely biomes and amazing planetary features of Microtech. You have an entire separate section here to call out your vehicles. You also have this over at Lorville, but in Lorville, you have to take a train out to the exterior exits, so it's a little bit easier to do from Microtech. As with the other cities, you do have to go through customs and public transit to get to the other locations. Instead of a flying train, this one is more like Hurston, where we're just taking a rail. A nicer rail, mind you, but still a rail. They need to add a nude deal here. Yeah, it's a big bummer. You can't buy ships here. Oh, just slip inside. All right, it looks like we are headed to... I don't know where we're going first. Any ships flying in? You see the space station up there. Okay. Now we've got the shitty sops. Looks like R-Corp won our poll, by the way, for favorite starting location, at least on Twitch. R-Corp won with 9 votes, Crusader with 7, Microtech tied with 7, Hurston only got 2. Yowzers. There goes my scores. So Microtech's a little hipster, funny, not so known fact. This place is actually the drug center of the system. You wouldn't think it, but the tech hipsters here go through a lot of drugs. It's why they have the biggest nightclub in the whole star system. And the whole place in general is just like focused on leisure and feeling nice. You'll actually see NPCs running track around this place to keep fit. It's really funny. Got a diner over here. Available food for you. Very readily available.
Hey there.
You got a hologram here that can answer your questions. There's actually also a hologram at ArcCorp, but the new Babbage one is a little bit better. We actually know the hologram. Anna, also a streamer who does some Star Citizen stuff, did all the voice work for this character. She's on the Launch Sequence podcast. If you ever want to check that out, she has joined us to talk about her time working at Star Citizen and doing her voice work for them. More smoothies over here, more food, plenty of food to satiate yourself with. How come these guys can use hand-to-hand combat and we can't out here? That doesn't seem right. Privilege. And then even more food down over there. Continuing on, just a fun designed space. New Babbage. This is just a fun designed space. I think the coolest, the most atmospheric part of all of this is that the planet is so cold that they had to build the city in these domes, which really makes it feel different from the other cities. You know, you're always inside, and you get this really obvious disconnect from outside because the conditions are just horrible. But it's all covered. You can use hand-to-hand. Doesn't work for me. Over here, you've got ground exits. Oh, sorry, not over here. Over here? No, I think they're back behind me, actually. We do have ground exits, though, that get you out onto the surface of Microtech from here. So you have two ways to get out to the Microtech surface. Not just one. Here's that giant nightclub I mentioned. Usually it's lit up and it's got lasers in the sky and stuff, but maybe that doesn't happen until it's actually nighttime. One of these guys here is Eddie Parr, who's supposed to be a mission giver at some point. And for the most part, this is just like a nice atmospheric area. I'm guessing there will be reasons to come back here to talk to people, maybe to fulfill a mission. Who knows? But a lot of this is just unused space, just a gigantic nightclub. Bunch of drugs going through here. You know how it is.
Hey there.
The giveaway code is something that I don't remember right now. Stores along the outside of the club? Let me go back and see that. I didn't know that was the case. Giving away Crucible. Ah, yes, food. Dude, this is a great way to set up a burger shop. I'd eat so many ready-made burgers if it was right outside the nightclub like this. Are you crazy? That shouldn't even be legal. That feels like they're just preying on my discomfort, my hunger, which is what they're totally supposed to do. Nice area. This is like a nice sitting space. I do think actually, if you're into role-playing and you want to find a place for like some good photo shoots of your character, this is actually pretty cool lighting, nice background. You can just fancy things up a little bit, snazz it out. Give it a little zoom. See? Look how cute he is sitting here at the table with the nice light and stuff. It's a cool area. I like the vibes here. I wouldn't say they're as hard-hitting as Lorville, but in the opposite direction, it really does feel like a clean and secure area in comparison. How do you zoom in and out the camera? You can do it a few different ways. This is moving the actual location of the camera, which is the mouse wheel. This is moving... Sorry. This is moving the location of your perspective of the camera. This is the mouse wheel. Using the arrow keys moves the actual focal point, so what you're rotating around. And then pressing the plus and minus buttons will change your field of view. Change your focal length. And that is all has to be done while holding the F4 button. Or, if you have an eye tracker, you can get shots like this, which are... Oh, not like that. No, I'm just confused. There we go. Shots like this, where you're... Okay. Let me just reset the camera. There you go. You can get shots like this where you are kind of like using your eyes and your head as the focal point. So you're not like, if I didn't have the eye tracker, the shot would look like this. It would just rotate around my character. With the eye tracker though, I can kind of change the focal point. So it sort of, I don't have to rotate. It moves with my head. This is how a lot of people get their really good footage. Makes for some cool B-roll. Yeah, it's one of my favorite parts of the eye tracker. I currently have there's a sale going on for the eye tracker for CitizenCon. They're really in tune with Star Citizen. They're like, it's pretty well integrated into it. It's got its own custom settings. They do a lot of giveaways of the game itself. They like the Star Citizen community. So they're throwing a event for CitizenCon where you can get a 15% discount right now. But if you don't want to right now or don't have the time, you can always use my code. Exclamation point Toby, I think, pops up the link. You can use my code Space Tomato and still get yourself 5%.
Hey.
Hey.
Hey, what's up?
Hi, hey. So this is the other side of New Babbage, the Commons. Another nice room. Plenty of shops around the exterior. And also spaces you can tell are going to be used for other things. Like they've got full-on offices around here that are labeled. I'll show you in a minute. Here is a little shop where you can get some good stuff, some components, mining stuff, gadgets, a little bit of armor too, actually, which is not bad. Can we get back to New Babbage, please? Thank you. Toby and Hotas is a necessity for Star Citizen. No way you could play without either of them now. I would definitely say get the Hotas first. I would say that they are very useful. Both of those things I think will definitely change the way you play the game. And once you try them, it's hard to go back. Weapon shop here. Ship weapons. Center Mass, the same store that was over on Area 18. So you're getting kind of the same selection, I believe. And scroll through and find what you need. There are also FPS weapons. So you got ship weapons, FPS weapons, industrial parts. Protection services. This might be a bounty hunting office, possibly later when that gameplay comes in. You got these named suites around the side. Like I said, the Euterpe office suite, probably used for meetings and contracts. Some little side spaces. There's a lot of space in New Babbage because it is one of the newer landing zones. So it's built with a lot more expansion in mind. Trading division is back here. It's where you go to get your commodities, get your minerals, buy and sell. FTL. This is for couriers, where you'll come to do courier missions at some point. Hello.
Hey.
Hey. And you've got Omega Component Shop. So you're also going to be able to get ship components and upgrades for whatever it is you're flying. Might not be all of them, might not be the best of them, but you do at least have the shop here. So lots of choices here at Microtech in terms of stores. Lots of stuff to kind of unlock and progress through. In the very center of this space is the most Apple thing you will find. that kind of solidifies this as the apple of Star Citizen. And that is this, essentially a recreation of the New York 5th Avenue Apple Store. For those who have been there, this staircase is literally the same exact kind of design. And like, you know, you can just see it. Very much hits the vibe though. Like, they do a great job of selling this as a high-tech space that is, I guess, is very 21st century high-tech. Like, this is what we think of as showcasing tech, but it gets the point across. You can actually come in here and buy different models of Mobi-Glass, so you can change the color of yours if you'd like. Got pink, blue, black, purple, all the goods. In this room, you've also got sim pods, which are supposed to be where we go to play Arena Commander at some point. And down here, you got a couple other things like blades, avionics, just the other things that Microtech makes. Their main thing is the Mobi-Glass, but they also do some other stuff that you can find down here. Avionics mainly, it looks like. And cool floating balls. Yay. Now that actually covers most of New Babbage. As you can see, it is kind of spread out, especially compared to somewhere like Area 18. But it does have all the stuff that you need. You just, as you can see, we specifically took a train to this location, but we will have to take another train to the apartments. So it's not like Lorville, where you can wake up from your apartment, go to the store, and then take a train to the starport. You gotta wake up from your apartment, take a train to the stores, and then take a train to the starport. Not that big of a difference, especially because most people won't be starting here every time, but it is something to consider. Now we wait for the next train. You wish you played Elite Dangerous and do... Oh, you wish I played Elite Dangerous and do a deep dive on it. See what they do good and what they do bad compared to SC. I play some Elite, but it's been a little while. I think last time we played was like April. We should give it another go. Maybe when things cool down again. We're just getting into the loud season for Star Citizen, so it's gonna be busy for the next month or two. Yeah, we do need more to do in cities. Package drop-offs, maintenance missions, meeting with people, missing persons out in some alleyway. Like, there's a lot more that could go into building into cities. I hope building interiors helps with that. Mr. Tygon, my man, Chief Tygon. Thank you, dude. I appreciate you. Thank you for the sub over on Twitch. Valentino, thank you for the super chat. I had missed that before. Appreciate you, man. I don't see any message in it, though, if you had said something about scale. Oh, crap, and I missed my stop. Looks like we're going all the way around. Now I'm going to show you guys the whole train ride. The flight model Elite Dangerous is so much better, and the sense of scale is so much better. The scale is great, especially when you're in virtual reality in that game. The sun is just completely down already. Oh, what the? Oh, that was the convention center I missed the stop at. Cool. I actually got lucky. Okay. So here is the other part of New Babbage. There are 3 main locations: the spaceport, the commons, and Aspire Grand. Aspire Grand has the apartments in it. This is the building that we flew through earlier, if you recognize it. You come out from there. You do actually have a convenience store over here. So you have one extra shop where you can get some stuff just from spawning, and that includes weapons, multi-tool, med pens, the essentials. So you don't actually need to stop at the commons. You could get some of the stuff from this convenience store, which does make it a little bit easier than otherwise. Here's the hospital too. It's connected to the apartments. Easy run over to the hospital, which is nice. We all have got them. Everybody got a hospital these days. That doesn't make you special.
Hey.
Hey.
Hello.
Your OG super chat. What was it that it said? Sorry if you could jog my memory on that. Back to the spaceport we go. Oh, you said, how can Star Citizen make its scale vast feel real? Unlike MMOs and RPGs, it lacks a moment of awe to grasp the world's size, so the scale feels lost. They start you out indoors. They start you out... I mean, I guess you already start out indoors. I think the wow moment is getting your ship and flying into space for the first time. If they can start you from an outpost, and then take you to the city, and then put you in a spaceship, and then fly you to space... Definitely makes for a nice, drawn-out reveal of the scale, I think. Avocado, you don't like everyone saying hi to you? What, do you just hate people? Problem is, we're all encouraged to go straight to space. Yeah, they haven't built in the new player's experience yet. Aaron Roberts already discussed this. He talked about having the experience being from moving you from ground location to ground location before getting you to go out into space. So they've got it in mind. It's definitely part of their plan. The new player experience is just awful. It's almost non-existent. Scale when you land to a plant as well. When you switch to SC, you crashed headfirst to the planet. You still can't understand how the surface of the planet is this close in SC. I still struggle with that one. Hi, Ava. Everybody say hi to Avocado. Hi. Hey there. Howdy. Well, howdy doody, partner. Y'all ready for a cooking stream today? We're back. We're back, baby. So that's New Babbage.
Hi.
Hi.
Welcome to the ASOP vehicle retrieval system. Vehicle selected.
On to the next planet. Don't know if you've ever heard someone say the scale in SC was bad. It could be better. I wouldn't say it's bad, but I think that, like, the space stations, particularly sometimes can just feel not as big as I think they really are. Like, they're massive, you know? What are you making? What are we making today? Mrs. Tomato is putting together her special homemade and, quite frankly, home famous tomato rice, and we're gonna make some little burrito thingies. And I think she's gonna be blindfolded, and I'm gonna be deafened. So we're doing another one of those. That's gonna be fun. You have a hard time comparing SC to Elite. You have played both for years. each, and they are just different to you. Oh, I think everybody can agree that they're different types of games. I think when people start comparing games to each other, it's mainly because there are some similarities, like space flight, being a spaceship versus being a person in a spaceship, doing transitions from a spaceship versus like just teleporting outside. Those kinds of things draw a lot of comparisons between games that are at least tangential to each other. All right, final test for Microtech here. How quickly can we get out to the station?
Engines off. Engines on.
And away we go. $241. Hit it.
Landing gear up.
Still going. There we go. Calibrating. All right, that was about 65 seconds. So it's getting longer. R-Corp was shortest, Hurston second, and this one more so. I'm not saying these aren't super scientific. They might all be the same, and I'm just like struggling to fly at the same speed. But enough to score it on. So, let's see. So the shops and services in Microtech are pretty good. You get plenty of places to buy stuff. In fact, you get stuff at your apartment complex, and you get stuff at the Commons. All three of the locations, the apartment complex, the Commons, and the spaceport, can give you food and drink. That's very good. You can't buy ships, but you can rent them, so that takes you down a notch. But you get access to really anything you need. Components are there, multi-tool, armor. I'd say it's pretty solid, honestly. I'd put it at an 8 as well, because not being able to buy ships is painful. But they do a really good job of giving you everything that you need at any of the places. I think the food at each place is a pretty solid one. Yeah, I like that. I like it. I like an 8 for that. All right, exit time. That was about 65 seconds. Definitely slower than the other ones. I'm going to give that one a 6. Location-wise, Microtech's pretty far from almost everything else. Is actually, I think, the biggest downside to starting at Microtech. If you like to be around places, it's like you're way out here on the far side of the system from the Pyro Gateway. You're even pretty far from the Terra Gateway compared to R-Corp and Hurston. And you're far from the other planets. Not many space stations around you. It's just it's a relatively remote location considering Stanton overall. Doesn't mean it's bad, but for me, that sits a little bit lower in where I would put it. So I would say, wait, why is location so low on ArcCorp? I feel like this would be higher there. I would give Microtech a 6 on location, to be honest. But yeah, that location does work for some people. For me, it's pretty far from the different stuff that I want to try and be involved in. And then finally, planet and moon features. Okay, so Microtech, as we said, has some of the most biomes in the whole game. Very diverse, pretty solid temperature and climate. A lot of different like animals and stuff forming here. You've got 3 different moons. I think one of them is actually breathable for some amount of time, so that's beneficial. You have ground access on Microtech, so ground vehicles are very realistic. Ghost Hollow is there, even though it's broken right now. It is a very specific place that you can go for entertainment. I would say that the planetary features and moons as like a good 9. Would I give it a 10? I don't like the moons as much as Hurston, so I'm just trying to think of... I don't have a reason not to give it a 10. And then vibe-wise, I like I like Microtech's vibes. I don't think they do as well as Hurston, but I think they do better than ArcCorp, so I'm going to lay it with a 9 on vibes. Ew. And onward. Onward to Crusader we go. That was a solid rating of Microtech. May agree with me, in which case, congratulations. And you may not agree with me, in which case, you're wrong. No, I'm kidding. Everybody's free to their opinions on this. Microtech has no OLP around. That is a fair point. That's a very good point, actually. Ooh, yeah, that's a good one. No, I like that. That does bump it down to a 9. Microtech is missing one of the... I can't believe I forgot about that. The Hurston locations are the Hathor locations are actually really important to my gameplay. Good call, Plinio. Unmatched shopping with incredible dining. Seriously, how are you going to compete with that? City in the Clouds? Whatever, dude. You can buy a freaking burrito with Copion in it in Microtech. Not sure how much needing to buy ships impacts a starting location. Maybe not for you. But for some, I mean, the starting location never changes. Your home location is always there. So if you start there, it's easy to buy a ship. But yeah, not everybody's going to agree with my criteria here. Somebody else had said that because you start in a hangar, stores and food don't matter. I disagree. I want to make sure that we have the overall look of this city and not just kind of based on any patch, any one patch. Somebody could watch this in 6 months when we're not starting in hangars anymore. And I'd prefer to do as much as I can to keep it up to date. Though, with Planetech V5 around the corner, things are likely to change in some ways. Does mean your ASD locations will be quieter. ASD locations, your bunkers, just in general exploration, going to distribution centers. There are reasons to be in less popular locations. Absolutely. All the food and water and I'm still dehydrated. Why am I just running around not treating my body with respect? Do you factor their space station into account as well? Not really. Not as much. I was thinking about doing that, but I didn't want to have to go and tour the space stations as well. I did keep in mind that ArcCorp doesn't have a gun shop on its space station, which is very annoying. Yeah, it's really frustrating that they don't have that at ArcCorp. ArcCorp makes the most sense for there to be a gun shop, and it's not at the space station. New Babbage always has the longest queues for hangars. Interesting. See, chat's got some points, you know? You gotta give an ear to chat. That's why my list is not the give all, go all, give to list. Definitely form opinions off of other things. This is just an additive. ASD location's already extremely quiet. Maybe they'll cut down on the number of facilities with the coming patches. Probably. Less people will be doing them regularly. What I'm really curious of is how is their starting location situation going to change? Are they going to continue to give us the ability to just set any new major place as a starting location in this game? So you just start the game and they're like, start at any of these 20 different places? Or are they eventually going to be like, here's one starting location. Here's two starting locations. We're going to package it so we know how you're going to get. Because at some point, they'll have to say, okay, you can't start in these places anymore. We're not supposed to start in Pyro. When does that happen? At 1.0 or earlier? Thank you for the hydration check. And YouTube, it looks like you guys have finished up your poll of your favorite starting location, with Microtech winning 41% of the vote. ArcCorp got 24% of the vote to rally out second place. Crusader in third place with 23%, and Hurston with 13%. So in both the Twitch and the YouTube poll, Hurston got fourth place. And it seems like y'all really like ArcCorp and Microtech for second and first place interchangeably. Interesting. I wouldn't have expected Hurston to score so low. But I guess this is not talking about favorite factions. This is talking about favorite city, favorite planet, favorite starting location. And to Orison we go. Now, I'm pretty sure I've got Orison music. Yo, the Crusader track hits so hard. This is gonna get so fancy, so dramatic. Terra is meant to be the starting location? I don't know, man. I've heard that they want to keep it at Stanton. What I think they should do is have a starting location in Nyx, Stanton, or Terra. Give us a slightly different experience based on which one. Worst faction offered the best skins? Yeah, I think that's why a lot of people picked them. So this is a gas giant, and for those who weren't here for the making of this, oh my god. Gas Cloud Tech was like a huge thing back in like 2019 to 2020, 2018, 2020, 2021. Incredibly difficult thing for them to do. It took them a long time, but eventually they figured out how to make a gigantic ball of gas and clouds, physicalized, that you could fly through. And then they put a city floating in low orbit, very low orbit. And that became the final planetary edition of Stanton. So this is the newest, most up-to-date city besides the rework to Lorville that we saw. Whoops. Unfortunately, it is nighttime here. Hopefully the sun comes up. It's very dark because there's no ground. Nothing for the lights to bounce off of. But you do get a nice little beacon flashing there that shows you where the spaceport is, so that should take us right in. The only city you can fly underneath. And you can visit all these different parts of the city. Like, you can fly down to these little floating islands. A little bit of a lighting glitch going on. So you can like come down to these little city spots. You can throw down your landing gear. And you can land out here. So even comparatively to ArcCorp, Orison is the kind of place that you would also say, hey, you know, there's no planetary content here. But you do have a ton of these islands scattered throughout the city. And also there's some across the whole world, where they do plant some buildings and just stuff to explore. It's not a lot of content, but it is better than what ArcCorp offers, which is just some rooftops across the planet. They used to have some islands where you could raid them for mercenary missions, and I do think we'll get those back at some point. Overall, it's more just a sign that Orison is further ahead than Area 18. But it's still a nice detail. See if we can get a landing spot. No, don't play the same freaking song again, man. That's what lame people do. As you can see, another high-tech landing spot here. Hangars are very similar to Microtech's. Hey, what's up, Gumbo? Good to see you in the chat, dude. This place is also pretty unique because you can actually dock ships. So this is the current only landing zone up until what's it called? Nyx gets added with Levski. This is the only landing zone where you can actually dock with large ships like the Hull C, because you're not landing. You're floating next to the platform. Guess you gotta wait for elevators here longer. Here is the spaceport where you're going to get your ship. It's got a nice fancy feeling just like Microtech, but it definitely feels much more touristic, much more made for visitors. And you'll get that vibe as you go throughout Orison. That's sort of what they're going for. They're like, hey, this is somewhere to come to do your vacationing. Now I am going to drink a soda. All right. So, you got your starting location. Remember, we're still at the spaceport here, so it's not, this isn't the actual city yet. Bye-bye. But you can get some stuff here. There is food available at the spaceport. So again, a big up compared to some of the other locations. Has Las Vegas vibes to you? Let's see, can we do... Yeah, that's better. Ship rentals, also at the spaceport. Less, though. Definitely less available to rent here than some of the other places. In fact, it's a very limited amount of rentals. This is really just small ships, small starter ships. The list ain't long. Another customs area. And we get to the Center for Public Transportation. R-Corp, you got a flying train. Microtech, you got a normal train. Lorville, you've also got a normal train. Out here, you're going to have yourself a flying taxi car thing.
At Orison Skyway Shuttle Service, we aim to make getting there half the fun. For passengers, the shuttle is preparing to depart.
All right. So we will ride to the central area. There are 3 platforms here. It's kind of like the other ones where, or it's kind of like Microtech, where the things are a little bit more separated than somewhere, say, like R-Corp. First, we will make our way to the main city. And then from there, we will take a trip over to a little more of an industrial area with some shops and stuff. Go-karting. The oft-forgotten go-karting center. So all of these cities, all these like floating buildings here, you can come and land on them. You can visit them, run around them. It's pretty cool. Can we circle back around to Orison's music now? I miss it.
Approaching next station. If this is your stop, please prepare to disembark.
Again, central location. Most of the stuff is located here. Honestly, I think this is the nicest area. It feels really nice here. It actually feels nicer than Microtech because of the natural materials, the trees, the lighting. The lighting is really good here. While we can't see everything in the bright light that makes everything look nice, the lighting at night here is still really nice to see. So to start, this is your apartment building. This is where you're going to spawn if you start at Orison. And then you've got down this way. Oh, I thought that guy had a gun out. Down this way, you've got a special tower. This is kind of like, you know, every city seems to have their central location. This is Orison's. It's the Crusader showroom. We're gonna go to the top first. Or actually, no. Sorry, that's here. Pretty cool location. It lets you see some of the internals of Crusader ships, little demonstrations and things. Just like Hurston, Crusader's a pretty big company in the human space, but they are definitely not as evil. They don't have as colored a history, but they are rich enough to own a planet. So here they are selling their wares. Got several of the ships you already know about. The Ares over here. The Hercules back here. Star Runner. The bomb that goes into the Hercules. And some guns. They don't make guns, but I guess they sell them. Because, you know, why not? And you can actually run pretty far here. There's like a lot of space up here. Okay, this is too far. I'm going back. A lot of space to run around up here if you want to. I don't know why you would, but it's there. The only city with 2 open bars? There is a bar here. I don't know. There are 2, I guess. Yeah. No global illumination yet, no. Likely, seems like a next year kind of thing. But we'll see what they do. Alright, so that's like not really a functional location. That's just kind of cool to go to. And I guess if you wanted to buy a ship or something, you could go there, but... not required. That's for sure. Although, does Orison have a ship shop outside of that? Either way, from the apartment building, that central location we talked about, if you cross the bridge, you get over to the more functional side of the city. First off, over here, you've got a little, your trade department. Your hospital's down there. We don't need to go look at that. Hospitals are hospitals. I think they're pretty straightforward. But over on this side, you've got your trade and development center. Just like with every other location. You come in here, you're trading commodities, you're putting down the prices, you're making some money. Profit. Cousin Crow sells ships? Okay. Thought it was just components. Over here, you've got a little strip mall. It's like a shopping center. Which is very Orison. It makes sense for Crusader. It's tourist-oriented. It's designed to make you feel like you're in almost a cruise ship. Got some fancy clothes shopping, which really fits the vibe here. Aristotle. In design. Is that a design? I don't know. You got Kelto, which is the same one we had over at Migrotech. Convenience shop where you can get some food, some weapons, and some goods. It's always so cool to have these floating cities in the backdrop, too. Because you know you can go over there if you wanted. Upstairs, security. This could be something for bounty hunting later. Who knows? Here is another place that, as you can see, they've got it kind of blocked off to be able to be used for something else in the future if need be. And some burgers over there. I think that's, yeah, basically just you go from one direction to the other. So, from there, ouch. One of the bars in the location, you have to take an elevator to get to, actually. Which is not really like, it's not, again, a functional place, but it is, I guess it's cool to go to. A lot more people up here than there used to be. And it's actually pretty cool. You can just like sit out here and get a drink and watch ships fly into the spaceport over there. I hope at some point there are reasons to come up here to talk to NPCs and socialize a bit. It's a huge bar. It's almost to the extent of the Microtech one, but not quite. Makes sense for a tourist place, but maybe not as clubby as the other one. Still a nice area. It's definitely like the kind of place that I hope that we have excuses to come up here and hang out. Because the lighting, the vibe, the open top, the elevator entrance, all of it is pretty cool. Is the Intrepid exclusively sold at Orison? I don't know. All right. From here, we can continue on to the city. They've got a nice sculpture over here of the storm wall, the space whales. A local animal. It's actually a pretty big part. Pretty big part of the planet's overall lore, but not something we've been able to get in game yet. Little art piece. It is a good place to meet up as an organ there. Usually you get some whale sounds back here. It's just a cool structure. It's like a nice feature of the city. Again, this is the kind of stuff that might not be all that functional at the moment, but it does do a lot to build up a game after it's been released, to have backdrop, have unique features, have things to talk about and see. But yeah, I'm surprised the storm wall is still not in game. They actually have this little train station here where you're going to be able to get onto a ship that takes you to go see the whales, so you don't even have to fly out to see them yourself. There's like a whole cruise industry based off of it.
Hey there.
Next up, we're taking the train over here to Providence. Again, maps, so you can remember where everything is. If we're right here, this is the apartment complex. That's the showroom building, which we went to over there. Across the way here is the hospital, right there. And then next to it is the TDD, which is right there. And then after that is the shopping center, which is kind of above it next to it.
Last call for passengers. The shuttle is preparing to depart.
So far,
Please clear the hatch.
how are we doing with Crusader? We haven't finished shops and services. We haven't done exit time. Location-wise, location's an interesting one. it's kind of far from stuff. It's got some proximity to the jump point, which is cool. And it'll probably be more useful when the Magnus jump point is there, because this will be a good stop-off space to go out there. But it is still pretty far from the rest of, like, if you cut the system in half, you would have Microtech, Hurston, R-Corp, the Terra jump point, and the Pyro jump point all on one side. And you have Crusader and the Magnus jump point on the other. So in terms of location, it is still kind of far. It's not as far out on the rim as Microtech, but it's not exactly a convenient space to be in. So I'm also going to give that a pretty low score of like a 6. And we'll talk more in a little bit about planetary moon features. All right. There is the trains, the train map to tell you how to get to everywhere. We just went from the Cloudview Center up to the Providence Industrial platform. You've also got the spaceport where we've been to. So this is an interesting spot because it kind of started out as not very useful, but ended up becoming super central to why Crusader is so nice. This is their sort of industrial location. So you come over here. This is a really cool outdoor location. One of my favorites in the game, actually. This is all just very much like site building, atmospheric, industrial. Look at this, man. Just a cool space. The NPC had to walk into me. So you got Cousin Crows down there. We'll go down there in a minute. But over here, this is like an industrial area. And I wish and pray that someday we'll be able to just like stack boxes here for just a little bit of money. I think that'd be cool. They've got these little automated cargo movers that move back and forth down this path. You keep going back here and you can see there are some places where you could probably integrate some kind of engineering gameplay. You can head all the way down to the underdecks where there are actually escape pods. The city itself needs its own escape pods because, you know, if something goes wrong here, you don't really have much way out. Again, some more massive, like, just industrial looking. Just a cool area. Cool space to come out and sit and look around, get some nice shots, screenshots. Over here, you got the store. Cousin Crows. Wait, no, that's one deck up. It's like a half deck up. It's a little bit confusing around here. But over here you go. We got Cousin Crows. Probably the best components and ship shop in the game. This is a big reason why people will come to Orison. And some people live by it, but at the same time, some people will be like, hey, you only have to go once. It doesn't make me change my whole starting location. So it depends on how important that is to you. But you got a lot of choices here. Check out. Weapons, components, additionals, probably AI blades whenever they show up. Yeah, there's some flight blades here. So these are actually not on the store anymore. But you can get flight blades for your ships that do have them so far. And then, yeah, components, ship weapons, and some paint. You can get some paint for your ship, too. So you don't have to buy all the skins. They also, of course, got water here, you know, just in case you needed to drink. I love it when they have availability of water and food in places. Hurston really sucks at that.
You all right?
This was better before Pyro because they took a lot of that high-level stuff Out of here. Whoa. Got some more ships down there. With some work going into these. Didn't this used to be an M50? Could have sworn there used to be an M50 hanging around. Oh yeah, there it is. So cool shop. Some availability to you. It is a very it's a very important space for some people. And then yeah, back here is the Kraken.
Hey.
Best view of the Kraken you can get right now. Escape pod. A little bit of lore. You might recognize these over here. We'll go to over there in a second. Let me back in. Oh my god, does this door lock you out? What an awful door. Okay. Guess we'll load back in. Been locked out before. A well-known door. This is why I don't come to Orison. Look what they expect of you. I'm gonna turn the fan on. It's freaking hot in here. Brother, how long does it take to leave the fucking game? Jeez. It worked in 3.16. That's the last time you've known it to work. Interesting play they've got there. Hey, come check out this door. Maybe you can get trapped out here. Supposed to go down the exhaust chute one-handed and wait for an MSR to pick you up. I haven't even seen my dad yet, though. We didn't have our fight. Yeah, you were right next to me. Is it back? Looks like it's kind of back. Did we lose YouTube? YouTube's still working? Thank God. I think YouTube might have fixed that so it doesn't delete the whole stream anymore. Yeah, I don't know what the heck. I don't know why that keeps happening. Just something else that we need to freaking figure out. So I was trying to show you guys the apartment here. And one of my favorite things is just the view you get. You basically wake up and look at a cloud city outside with spaceships flying around. It's pretty cool. And it's a nice apartment. Natural materials, fun, warm lighting. Pretty spacious. Now, this was not part of the tour, but we got it because Orison doors like to lock you out. Let's continue. Maybe we don't have to have such an intense song playing. All right, we're going to pick up the tour back where we left off once I can get out there. Oh, there's a pool on the top of this building?
Please enjoy your flight.
Is there really? Ah, there is roof access to the Habs. Let's go up. This little patio up here. Gotta have that, tall building vibes. Because every city needs to have at least one. Beautiful views. I bet you could get when the sun's coming up. And you can also really easily watch ships coming and going from Orison. Unfortunately, it's not as common as some of the other starting locations, so you don't see as many spaceships coming and going. Audio's cutting in and out on YouTube. Working for you, Plinio? Then there's... What is this, a pool? This is a pool. This is the most basic looking pool ever. So you got a little pool on the second floor. Very nice. And a nice lobby. This is like a... Yeah, it's a nice lobby here in Crusader. Congratulations to y'all. Hey. Oh, this is your workout area. Okay. A little more private about it than the Microtech folks. Get me out of here. Wait. Wait. Thank you. Wait, I've got more Crusader music I didn't know. Oh, we really do need swimming badly in this game. There's enough water now that it makes sense. We actually started out at Area 18 today. Orison is our last stop here in Stanton, and then we'll make a quick stop off over in Checkmate. And then we got foods to cook, folks.
Last call for passengers. The shuttle is preparing to depart.
Okay, real quick, I'm going to wrap this section up. This has become a very long tour. But you got some more of this kind of background area up here. Here is your drop-off and courier location. I don't think there's anything in here. No. Here is your Covalix store, so you can get some good clothing, multi-tool kind of stuff, a little bit of armor. This is like the same kind of thing as the store that we saw in Microtech. It's actually a lot of clothes and I think stuff that you can get here that you can't get other places. Here's where I do believe we will have some engineering missions. They actually showcased an engineering mission here when they were first showing off radiation damage. And there is a staircase here that you can climb down that takes you to more controls. Okay. Well, that's okay. As you can see, Orison is not super concerned with safety. It's kind of a watch out for yourself sort of vibe. Guess we'll just go through this process again. I think I'm gonna skip that platform from now on. We'll just continue on with our tour. One more time. It's funny, we were like really, really fine for the entire tour, and then we got to Crusader and we've had to start over twice. What does that tell you about Crusader, huh? That is part of the tour, yeah. You see how far into the planet you can fall. We could have, but that literally takes minutes. You just keep falling and falling. I don't think they've put gradual pressure damage on just yet. No, at least the music's nice. I only missed the merch shop, but honestly, it's actually a pretty cool shop. It's like the blue store. You can go there and you can, if you like the color blue, folks, then you're gonna want to stop by Orison. They've got a store with all the stuff in blue. I'm blue. Hella fresh, man. Haven't gone to the admin office? Well, just know that there is an admin office in Orison, folks. Be blessed with that knowledge. Whew. Responsible for more deaths per capita. I didn't die. I reset. Oh, wee wee. So, I don't think we're going to get to see the sunrise here, unfortunately. It's... Oh, it is kind of lighting up, actually. Believe it or not. Which case, let me see something real quick. We got a... Where's the train map? It is nowhere to be seen. Where is the train map? They go to the spaceport. This goes to Providence. We don't want to go to the kart racing section. Just the sunrise is close, but it's still pretty it's still pretty low. I don't really feel like waiting for it.
Last call for passengers. The shuttle is preparing to depart.
Your last call, you just got here.
Please clear the hatch. Shuttle will be departing.
Ooh. Oh, man.
This is nice. This is intense music for the train ride. I like this. I feel like I'm accomplishing something. Da-da-dum, 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 dum, da-da-dum, da-da-dum, dum, dum, da-da-dum, da-da-da-dum, da-da-dum, 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 dum, da-da-da. This is actually music made by a friend, Miguel Johnson. He makes different music for space themed stuff. And it's pretty good dramatic stuff. It's cinematic. If you want to check it out, it's available on all the platforms. No, we didn't check out the racetrack. You're in the same org with Miguel. Nice. So people keep asking about the racetrack. It's way out here. You can see kind of all of our locations are all right here in this central area. You've got the Cloudview Center where we just were, Spaceport where we are now, Providence where we were when we fell twice. If you wanted to go to the go-karting center, you'd have to go to Inspiration Park, I believe. Or no, sorry, the Vision Center, which as you can see is basically off the map. Like, you got to go pretty far. You can also see that there's the Stormwall Discovery Tours off there, and there's supposed to be other things, just like with the other cities. There are locations that are added with the possibility of adding stuff later, but it's not quite there yet. If you ever do want to go there, the tourism platform here will take you there. But I don't think we're going to take that one today. We are running a little bit short on time, and I still have to go hit Checkmate. So let us go and check out Pyro. IAE will be at the Vision Center? Maybe. I don't actually know where IAE is planned to be this year. The Poets, dude, thank you for the sub, man. Good to see you. Thank you so much for 26 months subbed on the channel, dude. Holy crap, love the grind. I hope the move went well. I'll pop in for the CitizenCon watch party. Thank you. Look forward to seeing you there. And thanks for the good wishes. The move has been a hell of a sequence. I'd say we're almost pretty much settled in for good. Be cool to see you at the CitizenCon. We actually sat next to the Poets at CitizenCon back in 2023. Check out his channel if you guys would like. Post it in the chat there. Oh, it's going to be at Orison, IAE. Yeah, then it'll probably be at the Vision Center. You're right about that. Yeah, still settling in California. Northern California. Rakion, you met us at CitizenCon 2023? Dude, that was a pretty crazy event, huh? Which city do I make my home and why? I choose Area 18. I just like its supply, the stuff it supplies and the location it's at. I'm not gonna lie though, I do enjoy myself a Microtech. Actually, I like Hurston quite a bit too. This tour has opened me up a lot more to wanting to go to the other planets than I was before. Now I think I'm mainly tied to Arcorp because of familiarity, but I really do like Hurston and Microtech. All right, now how quick is it to jump out to Seraphim Station? Y'all ready? Put me on the clock. Starting at my clock, 2:40, going now. It's about 50 seconds. That's a minute. That is actually about the same as Microtech. It used to be so much worse than that, guys. that was not bad. And I do think with Quantum Boost, these jump distances are all going to get lower. I think you'll be able to do more jumping wherever you want to jump. Jump. Let's go get some fuel from this space station real quick, then we'll get on our way. Yeah, you had to be flying for like a full minute and a half, 2 minutes before you could jump out of the atmosphere of Crusader. That was... yeah, it was rough. What the heck is an Idris doing here? Oh no! Ouch. Had a little bit too much momentum on that. Actually, might have been perfect if I was right over the hangar because I almost slowed down in time. Oh. Oh. Okay. Not used to the small hangars. That's a medium hangar, huh? I'm just messing up my flying. Saved by the landing gear. When you first got a reclaimer, went to prison to get comps, you aged quite a bit flying out of atmosphere. First time landing is tricky, dude. First time playing this game is just really confusing. Why is my ship rotating? Oh, it didn't heal. Oh, my wing is still down there on the ground.
Landing gear down. Landing complete.
Repair me. The hell you think this is? What in the damn? Why won't it repair me? That's weird. I guess it's just biased. It's sort of repaired. I don't know. It seems like my thrusters aren't working correctly. Look at how it's tipping. I need to get some food anyways. I'll just reset it. Those shiny flight sticks will help with that. Yeah, you know what'll help with that? An eye tracker. Boom. No more problems ever again. That's a joke, by the way. That's not an official endorsement. Ooh, I wonder if I have any food like stored away here for some reason. Just randomly. Nope. Literally never been here. Didn't know I was actually landed. Oh, God. Why don't you guys sell pizza at your pizza shops? Does this stuff take care of my wanting to eat at all? Is that at all a thing? Ah, it does. A little bit. Just the tiniest bit. We just gotta drink like 5 of these and then we'll be okay on hunger. Right? It is Amazon Prime Day, 50% off for the next 9 hours. On what? 50% off what? Ship repairs? $50% off their server costs? Oh, off the noodle bar. Lucky us, dude. Amazon and their noodles. Alright, screw this place. You should have real food. Let's go back to our ship. Just stuff? Oh, just like random Amazon stuff. I see. Are they doing any sub deals for that? That's what we're looking for. Amazon, hit us with them sub deals. I guess that's what their September thing is for. If you keep flying like that, it'll be 50% off your ship. All right, Maverick, I'll give you that one. Not bad, not bad.
Welcome to the ASOP vehicle retrieval system. Your vehicle has been moved to our storage facility.
Hey.
But you've been boiling yourself?
Is it warm in here? Oh, wow. Yeah, as soon as you opened the door, the cool air started to come through.
Are you sunray, Tomat?
Yeah. Toby's on sale. Yep. You can get 15% off right now. Use code SPACETOMATO at checkout, and we'll even send you a picture of a toe.
No.
No, we won't. Management is saying we won't do that. Sorry. Don't quote me.
Your vehicle has been delivered to the following location.
I'm just about done. 45. Toby is always on sale. Yeah, it's nice like that, huh? That's like this place I used to go when I was younger. There's a sushi place. And their menu, their real menu, their main menu that you would get every time you went there, just had the prices on there already crossed off with the 50% off price on there. It was they were just like, our prices are permanently 50% lower. So like if it's always on sale, is it ever on sale? But no, they actually do sales pretty regularly. They're not all the same. Back in the summer, it was 20% off. Now it's 15%. I don't know what it will be for Christmas. I will be probably putting out like a video about it around that time. But it's always 5% off if you use a code. It's like the mattress stores. Come and buy our $30,000 mattress for 70% off. Yo, is that the Onyx music playing? Why is the Onyx music playing? Go home, Onyx. You're drunk. We're not anywhere near there. I do really like the music, dude. I think the biggest thing that the Onyx facilities have done for everybody who's playing Star Citizen, it's given us all a second to sit back and be like, okay, so they can put together locations. It's not perfect. It could do a lot more. But like, if the Onyx facility is the worst location, what the? If the Onyx facility is the worst location we ever see, then we're in a pretty good place. I do think that Port Seraphim Station has the coolest design of all the space stations. It at least still looks something like Port Olisar. Pour one out for Port Olisar, my friends. It's a sad day when you meet someone who's never been there. I hope they work it in some way, somehow, at some point, somewhere. Okay, let's finish up our ratings for Crusader. Now, we've got... No, that's right, we did do the exit. Okay, we did the exit. So the exit was around the same as Microtech. So we're going to give it a 6. And the shops and services are pretty good. They're about average, honestly. I kind of want to give them an 8 as well. Can you buy ships? Can you buy ships at Orison? You can buy Crusader ships. Just Crusader ships though. So I mean, you can buy ships at ArcCorp and Hurston. You can't buy ships at Microtech. I mean, you can buy ships at Crusader. I think that actually sets Microtech down a bit. Because you can buy a whole bunch of other stuff at Crusader. Good components. It feels like Microtech is going to take a step down because it is really, that's really glaring that you can't buy any ships at Microtech. Crusader, I'm going to give a 7.5, I think. Because at least you can buy some ships. And you can get some pretty good supplies from there. Now, exit time and location aren't great, but the planet and moon features are phenomenal. You don't get a planet surface, which does really suck, but you do get one of the best moons in the game, which is Daymar. You also get Grimhex, which is a completely separate pirate-focused space station. So that's almost another landing zone entirely on its own. Obviously, you get the whole asteroid base from Yella, which is giving you a wildly different experience from the other planets. And you have the floating islands of Crusader. I'm not going to say that it's got the absolute best planetary features and moon features, but it's good for what it is, not having a planetary surface. I'm going to give it a 7. Yella really helps it out. If it didn't have Yella, it would be really rough. SPK and Covalix are good too. It's good to have some specialized space stations. I think in general, Crusader really benefits from having a lot of those kinds of points of interest, but really suffers from not having a planetary surface. And it is better than ArcCorp in that regard because it has more of like those island buildings than ArcCorp has meaningful rooftops to land on. Finally, the vibe. Crusader's vibe is good. But for me personally, it doesn't really hit. Like, I think they did a good job of designing it around what it's supposed to be, a touristy area that has a bunch of people flying through and taking vacations. But it's just not as interesting to me as somewhere like Hurston or even Microtech. So I'm going to give it a... probably an 8 on the vibe as well. I think they could do better with that, especially with it being the newest of all of them. These numbers, again, are not written in stone. I am judging all of this very loosely, just like as we play through it. The main goal of this is to give you guys a showcase, to walk you around, to put you in some shoes and give you the full tour. The number ratings are not that important. You can pick whatever you'd like to have there. I'm not, hopefully not setting anybody up for failure. But you know, at least we have the resource. You think what each location sells was more important when they wiped progress each patch? Yeah, this is also good to know. I'm not necessarily saying like doing this to show you where you should start. I'm more doing this to show you what each spawn location offers. Calling them starting locations is a little disingenuous to what we're doing here. This isn't just for a new player who's starting out in the game for the first time. This is the idea of just having a home location and where maybe your home you would want it to be. So keep that in mind. Because, you know, after you spawn in, this stuff might not be as important to you. I don't think I have the system jumping music here. I guess that'll do. This is some custom music my friend made for a cinematic I was working on with Star Citizen. We never actually released it. Maybe at some point we will. But at least you get to hear it. And we're through. Okay. Welcome to Pyro, friends. Take you to the most central space station in the Pyro system. This is most of the places, if you want to make them your home location in Pyro, most of these places are going to be pretty similar to each other. Really, the point here is just to give you an idea of the general vibe of starting in a Pyro space station. What it has to offer you. So let's jump in.
Quantum travel engaged.
You think the spawns will be less significant when they bring in those respawn options too? Because right now is a kind of a pain if you're in another system and use vehicles for spawn. Yeah, that's true. It's also good to remember though that your home location is linked to your game package. So at some point, if you have a hangar, or if you want a hangar, you're going to have to pay for it. You're going to have to pay a certain amount of money, whether you're renting a hangar, whether you want to buy one so you always have access to it at a location, but you can't just freely pick up a hangar anywhere you want. Your home location will always be covered though, because that came in your game package. So even though it's not going to change respawn points so much, it will start to become important based on how you're going to store stuff and where you want to keep your ships and stuff like that. That being said, yeah, I don't think that the home location will ever be as important as it was back when we had limited inventories to those locations and your stuff got wiped every update. You always expected to see more wormhole traffic? Not much reason to go between them just yet. Yeah, Nyx is a lawless system, but it does have overarching factions. Shops in the cargo deck are missing some ground spots. Don't get stuck in them. Roger that. Thank you. You hope they bring in a mechanic for shipping stuff between locations if you don't want to send a bunch of crap from your home location. Yes. Certain amount of time, certain amount of money, and you can ship stuff around would be fantastic. Allowing players to take those tasks on would be really cool. The butter on top. Fast, and you think that they'll back down on that stuff when people start complaining that they're paying fees for things?
Quantum fuel 25%.
You got stuck in a hole right now? Have you seen the exterior freight elevators in Pyro yet? Nope. I have not yet. We can check that out here.
Quantum travel complete.
Yeah, SC does need money sinks. And like you can't depend on players to pick their own consequences. Some people don't even want a freaking health bar in the game. Not that there is a health bar, but like, I mean, I guess it's a health bar. It's a circle. It's a health circle. Here we have Checkmate Station. Honestly, the soundtrack, the playlist we're playing on, really just came through clutch with the music here. I don't know if you guys can hear that. Welcome to Checkmate. As you can see, these space stations are quite a bit different from those in Stanton. Owned by the Rough and Ready crew. They've got their symbol on the front. Not that that does much. It looks like right here we've got cargo elevators, exterior cargo elevators for the first time in the game here on the outside of the Pyro space station. This will be where a lot of salvage and cargo gets dropped off. So as a starting location, like you can't really set a starting location, what's going on over there? You cannot set a starting location in Stanton and have access to space. Just doesn't happen. But both the Pyro space station and in Levski, in the Nix system, you will be able to set a starting location that has access directly to space, so it's good to consider. Easier cargo hauling, to be honest. But it's also just lonelier out here. It's a little bit more dangerous. And I don't think it's getting as much as the focus right now. Though that's what some people want, that loneliness, that danger. Being a criminal is easier out here. I don't think it's as dangerous as people were making it out to be, though. When it first came out, people were like, you can't go to Pyro, you can't even get out of the space stations, and then we come here and it's like pretty calm.
Landing complete. Engines off.
Pyro's great when there's an event on. It used to be that way. I feel like the only time I felt like I couldn't leave a space station was maybe the first couple days when people were being ridiculous, but I've never felt that much more danger in Pyro than in Stanton. Yeah, unless you go to the hotspots. Is my helmet on? I think so. Did they add an armistice zone to Pyro? Yeah, the hotspots will definitely get you going around to some places on Bloom, hitting up the asteroid bases, sometimes the space stations too, but I've not run into too many people that were problems. So as you can see, it's a lot more beat up and decrepit than the other landing zones. Like if you are into vibes, you're gonna want to make sure you like a certain one if you pick this as your home location. Now you don't obviously have to stay here, but a lot of your stuff will get sent here, your ships will be here, all that kind of stuff. It's good to keep in mind. You've got the same services. Currently in the game, you're not going to get a handicap for using crappier services, but at some point you might. There might be quality to the level of services you can get, like health. And obviously food will have different levels of satiation. Mostly just wasted space, but it does show a relatively broken down area. I expected this to be a lot more complete, honestly, when it came in the game. There's plenty of world building potential in these locations, but they just don't quite get there. This honestly feels kind of like how Stanton felt a few years ago. It's all site dressing. A lot of Stanton still feels like that, to be honest. They've got a lot of ways to go on making social spaces actually feel social and engaging. What you do have in these locations, though, is some contested zones, which are closed off areas. They're not instanced, but they are closed off with the armistice zone. Ah, is that what you were talking about? And you can come back to these locations You drop down into the zone and you can take part in FPS combat, in some exploration, some finding of loot, and some earning some important collectible stuff. These are just, that's just a really nice benefit of Pyro that you won't get anywhere else, and some people do like that. If you're really into PvP, FPS combat, or PvPvE, this is a place to stay. We've got some armor shops, interesting armor choices, interesting armor displays. You've got some weapons and ammo shops here. They're all pretty centralized too, which is nice compared to somewhere like Microtech. You got food. You got more food. Fairly gross looking foods. You have water, which is kind of hard to get. Ship weapons and components shop is here. Another weapon shop is over here, and this is actually supposed to have like a closed off reputation blocked area, which would be cool, but they don't have that in here yet. Mostly just kind of space to see. All sorts of weapons. I like the way they're displayed here. Fast move to ship shops and refineries. You got a bar. Everywhere needs a bar, right? Someday might be used for stuff. And that's mostly it. A little bit more food up here, I think. Some food, some water. Plenty of sustenance if you need it. And that's mostly it. There's some areas to explore outside and inside that make it a little bit more interesting, but these are pretty basic locations, these starting locations, compared to the Stanton ones. They get you everything you need functionality-wise, but oh dear. But they are not quite as built out with all the space. The space stations themselves are much bigger than Stanton space stations, but compared to the cities, I would say they're still not quite as big. That being said, super interesting space to set up for Pyro and the potential of what the more lawless side of the game might look like, but outside of contested zones, you're not going to get much else that's different from the other ones. You could do some mining down in the depths. Yeah. The one thing that I would say is really, really useful here that you're not going to get anywhere else are these small grade hauling missions. Is it these? No, I don't even think it's these. No, there are delivery missions. Here we go. These are basically the courier missions we used to have before 4.0. They got dropped out of the game. But you can still get them here in Pyro. They've dropped them in to test them here, and a lot of people don't realize. But it's easy money. It's completely safe. You're in an armistice zone the whole time. You don't really have to do anything other than run out here and get this box that it's telling you to grab. Yeah, take it and run it back to wherever they tell you to drop it off. If you haven't noticed, by the way, a lot of the facilities and stuff in these space stations are the same as the other ones, just broken down and destroyed. It's a nice touch. Just deliver this, and objective complete. You get a little bit of payment. You get a little bit of you get to see the space station, I guess. You feel like you've accomplished something. And you get paid some money. And then once you turn it in, you can literally just go in and pick another one, I think. Looks like it might take a little while. Okay, chill. Looks like it might take a little while for them to repopulate. And I can't tell how much they're going to pay me for it, because I didn't check that. But you're making some money. Was it 6,000? However much you're making, it's easy money, it's completely free, and you can come in here and just farm those as much as you like, if you like. And eventually, as you can see, there are like turrets and stuff around here and armed guards. These are supposed to be locations that you won't be able to come to if you have a certain reputation, so they say. And they should treat you differently if you do have a certain type of reputation. So I don't know what the heck the plan is there. I don't know where they're going with that or what they even have to say about it anymore. But it's at least supposed to be the idea behind these pyro locations. And that's about it. That's the entirety of all of the home locations you can choose in Star Citizen. I hope that you guys got a good amount out of this. You got to learn some more about the game. Maybe see some new locations and get a better idea of everything that was included. That was ArcCorp, Microtech, or ArcCorp, Hurston, Microtech, and Crusader in that order. And then the Checkmate Star Systems. So, Checkmate is shops and systems, stops and services, honestly, is not bad. They're all centralized. You can't buy ships here, though. You can't rent ships. So, while you can buy a whole bunch of stuff, you're really taking a hit on having, like, no access to ship upgrades if you did find yourself stuck out here. I'm going to land that with a 5, to be honest. Exit time is a 10, because you're already in space. You're good to go. You can buy ships? You can buy ships? Holy crap, it does have the ship dealer. You're right. I completely forgot about that. You have to go through here. That's the weird part. Ah, thank you for the reminder. Yeah. Okay. We got the ship dealer. But what choices do they have?
Hey.
Cyclones, Buccaneer, Geo Golem. Oof. Oh my god, that is not a great choice. The Golem, the Fortune, the Vulture, the Prospector. Yeah, so basically this is just industrial ships. Interesting. Okay, well you do have the ship shop. So that helps a little bit, but honestly it's not great. I think I'm still gonna give that a 7. Location wise, it's not even in Stanton. I don't particularly like Pyro. I'm not particularly huge on Pyro, so like I don't know if that's really worth it to you guys, but for me, I'm gonna give the location like also a 7. I don't think it's really that great. Honestly, I'm gonna give it a 5 actually. Yeah, no. Ships and services has got to be a 6, dude. And then location is like a 5 for me because it's really just not ideal. Although if you like Pyro, for you, it might be. Different for both of us, you know? Planet and moon features, there is none, so that's 0. And the vibe, it does okay. Like I said, they do pretty well on the world building, but I don't think it really gets to the point where they're selling the space it's supposed to be. When you go throughout the hallways, you don't get the sense that they're struggling to heat it all up. They're struggling to use fires to heat it up because it is just not a well-supported place. The gangs aren't really holding their own territory. It just feels kind of like a broken down station from Stanton rather than a gang stronghold. So I'm gonna give it a 7 there. Yippee, yay, thanks. That was great. We got our ratings. We did our comparisons. Honestly, guys, I hope you got something out of this. I hope you enjoyed this look at the different landing locations and home locations in Star Citizen. And for those of you who are watching this video after the fact, if we can break this down into a video of relatively easy to consume length. Appreciate you for watching. My camera's focused on me? Oh, you meant like the overlay. I hope you guys learned something new here. I hope you got something out of this and some entertainment, some information, whatever it might be. And I hope you enjoy your time in the verse. That being said, my good friends, it is time for the cooking stream. Today we're going to make some, like I said, tomato rice. Hell yeah. Making that rice with that tomato. What's up? And we're going to put together some burritos. Fresh and easy. Made functional for us to eat for the rest of the week until we get to CitizenCon. Before we go, this is the last opportunity. I might do a stream on Friday, but I'm not really sure. At this point, we're paying the venue in the next couple days. So this is the last opportunity. If you do want to help with the funding of the event, as you can see, we did meet our goal. So you don't need to. It's not required. But any extra does help us to offer more food to the people who are showing up and potentially get some more drinks afterward, because drinky drink. Besides that, though, y'all are awesome. Thank you so much for being here. Thanks for watching this. I think a lot of you guys stuck around for this tour, which is encouraging and enlightening and super fun. I hope to do more gameplay tours and gameplay streams going forward, because I do think they're useful and they're a lot of fun chances for us to just kind of talk and shoot the shit and hang out for a bit as a group. I'm gonna pass you all over to the other feed now, and I will see you over there in a couple minutes. Folks, if you're on Twitch, you will be rated straight into our cooking stream. I will be right there. We're gonna be talking questions, chatting with you guys about this stream, about what's going on in Star Citizen and life in general. So if you enjoy the vibes and you want to stick around and keep talking, please do join us. And if you would like to come over from YouTube, I will pop the command on the stream. You can hit that link. Unfortunately, I can't send you straight from YouTube into the stream, but clicking that link, we're already live. I'll see you all down there in a couple minutes. Thanks again for being here. Hope you had a wonderful day. Treat yourselves nice today, folks. Do something you love. Eat something you love. You know, all the things. All that jazz. And I'll see you in a couple minutes. Bye, everybody. Bye-bye.